Oh my god, hello. Nothing about cereal being spoken about at all.
Exactly.
Welcome to episode 112 of the Sunday Sequence Break. 112 actually doesn't have any mathematical significance whatsoever. So
no, it's neither prime nor not prime.
it's very
unique number.
It's just a number.
It's very ordinary. Very, very simple. But hello, welcome. It's the 31st of August or the 1st of September, depending on what your political alignments are. So
Time zones aren't politics. You can't just make that up. I won't stand for it.
View of the world.
it's very, very skewed. But welcome. Hey, would you look at that? It's a themed episode with the game of the week.
It sure is.
That's where the
thematic.
round of applause it comes in and goes, yeah. I don't know when the last time we did one was, but I do personally know, yeah. Well, when I was there, I mean, because I do personally know that when I had to build the Shovel Knight dock, I was like, where the fuck is that dog? And I went digging through a bunch of files to look for it. So, it's Shovel Knight episode. With me, as usually are the two co-hosty people who like to co-host and regular host, like me. There's Feasel.
Hello.
There's Gildersneeze.
Hello.
And then there's me. I guess I said two people, but there's also me, so there's three people, whatever. There's three of us. It's me as well. Hello. And then representing Butt or Shovel Knight, as it's more commonly known, is it Mystakin or Mystakin?
It's mistaken as in the word like I believe I'm mistaken, but it doesn't really matter.
So okay, now I got it, because it's like mistake. We would say like mistaken in England. So I'm just learning. So it's mistaken, like that.
Any
Okay.
pronunciation works.
Yeah. And Sent.
Hello.
Hello. See, Sent. We've met, right? Two or three times. We met at AGDQ.
3 times at AGDQs, yes.
That's what I thought. I was just checking it was the same one, because I was like, I think I know Sent, but then I'm not sure. How's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. How have you been?
I'm pretty good. Do you still have nice long hair?
I've cut it a bit.
That's all right. It did look good, though, just so you know. You've lost something good, apparently. Don't live in the past, though. It's fine. But there we go. I just wanted to check it was the same scent. That's what I figured. Now, we're gonna get into Shovel Knight in just a moment, but we're gonna do recaps, aren't we? Because I forgot to do recaps one time recently. Feasel, now I know for a fact you've been streaming a buttload of Prince of Persia, because I found about 14 hours of stream VOD from you on the same day, all of Prince of Persia in my videos. And
Those highlight backup strats.
that's not quite unique either. I've seen several 6, 7, and 8 hour videos also in my highlights. So, Feasel, have you been playing Prince of Persia?
I've been playing a bit of Prince of Persia. That's true. Yeah, one of them did end up being 14 hours, didn't it? I also went back and I highlighted all my old broadcasts, or at least all the ones that I kept. Usually, I just kept the ones that had something interesting happen during it. But I had a couple broadcasts that were in that range. I had one that was 16 hours, I think. I had a couple 15s. So actually, 14 wasn't one of the biggest ones, but it's up there, I guess. But Prince of Persia is a much more doable game now that I have everything memorized. It's just a matter of getting more consistent on the fights. But it's actually kind of cool. It's more marathon safe than I had originally thought, especially if you get some health health upgrades and everything. But that's a good game. I think it'll be a good choice if it makes it in.
Cool. All right.
But that's mostly what I've been playing, and then I've just been doing a lot of programming and various things.
Like, it seems like it would be decent. How long is it? Like half an hour?
It's 20. Well, the record is 19 minutes. I would probably estimate 20 to 25 for just allowing for things to go wrong.
Yeah. So who knows? We know the Feasel might work his magic again in the AGDQ
Indeed.
game submission.
So I do have to admit, curiosity, Feasel. You know how most people do like a special 24-hour stream?
Yeah.
Would yours be like a week straight of nonstop gameplay?
Well,
so an average stream would be 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours for someone.
They
did quite
have
more than that.
I don't know if you recall, there was the I can't remember what it's called, but it was 5-person marathon for the AGDQ funds from last year.
Mm-hmm.
was it SGDQ, because there was a 4-person one, then they asked me to do a game, and it was 5.
Right.
And as I recall, my 2 games were as long as like 15 of Feasel's.
Oh yeah.
But Feasel, Duckfist, and PJ between them covered about 16 hours each of games, and I had about 4. But
But yeah, my point is, most people that stream 4 hours when they're doing like a viewer special or something like that, or a follower special, they do like a 24-hour stream.
yeah.
But Feasel's typical stream is, between 10 and 16 hours.
Well, it depends.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Depends. But yeah, I mean, it goes until it stops. Really, there's no target time.
Yeah.
Someday it may not stop. I may just start streaming. And I'll be
What happened to Feasel?
Forever stream.
Yeah.
Is Feasel coming to AGDQ? He's still streaming, actually. So.
You're gonna have to wait till that's over.
All right, Gilda, what have you been up to?
I bet this guy's streamed.
Oh,
I
have you streamed?
Been streaming a bunch of Trials Fusion lately, just trying to improve my times on certain individual levels and stuff like that. Doubt I'll ever get quite to first place or anything like that, but trying to get some times lower. And then on top of that,
I know somebody who also said that they doubt they'll never get to first place. And do you know who that was?
Who was that?
That was our very own Duckfist.
Was it?
We'd always say that quite frequently. But he's very, very humble, as you all know.
True. But then I've also been derusting Demon Head kind of quietly here and there, doing a couple of no resets. I am still submitting the 2007, but sub 20 is possible.
Can you derust after 3 weeks?
Yeah. Trust me, that game is very, very, very... Like, there's almost no RNG in the game. It's all execution. And it is really, really easy to, like, kind of slip on certain strats, because there's a crap load of, not trying to brag or nothing, there's a crap load of frame-perfect shots and crap. Or, like, small frame window shots and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like, if you're not in the rhythm of hitting those all the time, then you will just lose it completely.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I get rusty on it quick. But derusting for that. Probably going to start attempts either this week or next. I'm not sure which. Just depends on how derust goes.
Did Demon Head get past first round of picks?
I did not submit it. It was an SGDQ game. Made it into that, and it's kind of a one and done. It's not exactly.
That's fine. That's fine. I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. Me, Operation Buy Myself a Wii Classic Controller Pro pad was halted by the well, when you find out you can buy one for cheap, and then you don't want to buy one for more.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm in that boat. I found out I can get one for a tenner, but I don't want to have to now spend £17 when I could get one for £10. So yeah, Operation Buy One of Those is on pause. Operation Play Fighting Games Instead is doing very well. That's going very, very well. And Operation Consider Running a Mega Man Games, I have an excuse to talk to Primal in Italian, is building. It's gaining momentum. The problem there is I have to try and get good at a Mega Man game, which is something that I'm not particularly had much success with in the past. So
you're stuck on the first step of deciding which game.
Yeah, which one's the easiest? I'm trying to subtly ask people which is the easiest one, without like trying to directly ask which is the easiest one.
What kind of answer would you expect to get from that? No one's going to be like, "Oh, you're going to do 4, Flicky. Just sit down and do 4. That's the easy one. Don't even look anymore."
I know that even if they were like, "Oh yeah, you should do this number because not many people run it and it's not got high standards right now," and play it and be like, "Oh cool, this is good. Hey, I got a 40-minute time or something. I'm on the way to a good one." And then it will be like, "Oh, by the way, Exo, Ohon, Hotarubi, Cypher, every single person, Use Pizza, Duckfist, Baron Haynes, Dexter, everybody, every runner, every Mega Man runner has now picked up this game together."
Good luck.
Yeah, great.
By the way, Cool Kid was eyeballing it.
Yeah, Cool Kid's been thinking about it. That sort of thing. So I'm yeah, I don't know how much further that's going to go, but it's literally I just want an excuse to talk to Brian. I want him to notice me, so yeah. But anyway, now Mystakin, what have you been up to this past week ish? You can have some leeway with how long you want, but
I'm playing a lot of Shovel Knight.
Oh, that's good. Thank God. Good. Brilliant.
It's been kind of crazy because I recently moved, so I'm trying to get all my stream set up back to the way that it was, and it's been a hassle, but Shovel Knight's been going all right. There's a new runner named the Taiwan Ninja, who's like challenging my New Game Plus record. So I've been stealing strats from him.
No shame in the game.
And some of them are really crazy. So that's been a lot of fun. It's really nice to have some New Game Plus competition because it's kind of not a super active category. And besides that, I've got my sub 55 time in any percent, which I'm really happy with, and just gets the next milestones trying sub 50. But since Captain Drake's the only one with that so far, that could be a while away. Other than Shovel Knight, been playing a lot of Final Fantasy games. I've been learning Final Fantasy 2 on the SNES, and I've been watching.
Wait. Which two?
Oh, sorry. Final Fantasy 4/2.
Okay, right.
Yeah, English 2. And I've been watching the Final Fantasy 7 community completely break the PC version of that game.
Yes.
And that's been really fascinating.
It's been dying, yeah. It's cool to see. Now, there's one thing I'll absolutely agree with you there. Once your stream setup is unplugged, it's really really hard to actually plug it back in.
Oh, it's
sort
awful.
it up again. It's the worst. It's more difficult than starting an essay, I think.
Yeah. And like I moved into like a bigger area, and I'm sure it even comes through like now, but there's like an echo. And I was like, where's this echo coming from? I was like, well, I guess I just have to move the mic closer to get rid of this echo.
You just have to fill the walls with things. Put mattresses up against the walls and everything like that. Just buy a bunch of blankets. Take your curtains down off the windows and hang them on the walls instead.
All right, these are the kinds of ideas I come here for.
Here to help.
Right.
Stream strats.
Okay, now, Sent, what have you been up to? Hopefully your answer is similarly Shovel Knight based, so we have a good way to talk about Shovel Knight afterwards.
I feel like you need segue flint material. Come on.
It is, but I do want to say Mystakin. I'm sad I didn't know you were moving because I've spent my week trying to sell a house. So would have been great to know this in advance.
Good luck with that. If it's going cheap, I might pick it up, like $2,000 or.
Not quite that cheap.
Can I pay you in speed game bucks?
More like 400, but. Yeah.
I could afford speed game bucks. There's no way I'd have more speed game bucks than Sent would.
But other than that, I've been playing some Shovel Knight myself. Very early in the week, I finally improved my terrible PB. I've been doing local recordings lately just because I kind of like local recording. It's fun to concentrate and run. And I improved my PB and completely forgot what scene I was recording. So I now have a PB video of my splash screen for about 52 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, awful.
Well, at least you know exactly how long it was.
At least the sound's
To
there.
local
The sound is there, but
Is it you going pew pew pew? Whoa! Oh my God! Quick kill!
Yeah, I got it. Doing it, guys. I'm playing the game. Yeah, and then a couple of days ago, I lost my first sub 50 to pretty much literally just walking into a hole. I mean, it was a pretty embarrassing death.
That happens.
Yes.
And I can't feel bad about it because right before Drake got his record run, which is amazing, by the way, he managed to, on the very last stage of the game, walk into a hole and lose a run that was going to be by like a good minute or so. So
was it one of those walking into a holes where you're literally watching yourself and you're like, oh, hope I don't walk into that hole. I'm going to walk into that hole, aren't I? Why am I? Oh, I just walked into the hole. Is it one of those? I've done those. And I know I'm not alone there.
But more of just like a, oh man, this time is so good. I can't believe it. It's finally happened. I forgot to jump.
Right. Okay.
I've definitely been there.
That's all right then. So you've been playing a lot of Shovel Knight, right?
A fair amount.
Yeah. Would you say you two are qualified to talk about Shovel Knight on an episode about Shovel Knight?
30 seconds to answer. We're about to lose time on the splits.
I'd hope so, yes.
Right, that's good. Now, we're going to do Shovel Knight's Game of the Week is Shovel Knight. If you have not actually seen a Game of the Week episode, which you must have done, but we're going to talk about Shovel Knight for a while. It's no problem. First thing, okay? What's Shovel Knight? You need to tell us what it is. Aside from being the blind runner tamer, it somehow has this magical power to take blind runners and make them run the same game for a while. I don't know what that power is, but it seems to have put its claws in some people.
It's called being a good game.
Well,
I mean, It inherited it from DuckTales, I think.
Yeah, right. And Strider.
But it had lasting power comparatively.
Yeah, for sure. So, right, what is it? What's Shovel Knight?
Mystakin, do you want to handle this one or me? Or?
Sure. Shovel Knight is a retro style platformer game in the vein of Mega Man. Except instead of shooting things and going pew pew, you're shoveling things and doing melee combat for the most part. That's sort of it,
right? Yeah,
that's sort of the quick overview.
It's an indie game, right?
Yeah,
Right,
it's an indie game. It's out on Nintendo platforms and the PC.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it on Wii U store in Europe, so
yeah, it's hard to sort of go into a long soliloquy about it because like it's
no, that's it. Short and sweet is good.
Yeah, it's short, sweet. You don't have to. It gives back as much as you put in. You don't have to like. If you don't want to pay attention to anything, you don't have to. It's real simple.
It's Mega Man, DuckTales, Castlevania in a blender.
Yeah,
It's pretty accurate,
good.
actually. It's got really awesome movement options as well. So.
All right.
Right.
And this came out around when we were at SGDQ, I think, when SGDQ was
it's
happening.
Maybe 2 days after or something like that, I think.
The week of, actually.
It was the week of. I remember seeing
people
a lot of
during.
people playing it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it's relatively recent. It came out in June-ish, right? Late June.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So this next bit about history and categories might be a bit shorter, but what sort of history, if any, is there? It seems, I imagine most of the people running this game still run this game because it's only been 2 months.
Yeah.
There really isn't anything amazing to talk about the history of any. I don't know the history of New Game Plus very well.
Yeah.
Any percent, really, it's just been, there's no real major trick to this game. It's just optimizations in movement and optimizations in boss kills.
It's an honest game aside from the RNG, right? That's the what I've come to understand.
It's a fairly accurate statement. Just people come up with little improvements and we steal from each other.
There's so many like small strats. Just minute changes. They're like, this will save like 3 seconds. It's gonna be awesome.
All right. So, what then are the categories that might be a thing we can actually more talk about? I know there's New Game and New Game Plus. I read some other more lesser known categories, but they still exist. So there's New Game. Yeah. What's the difference between New Game and New Game Plus then?
Well, New Game Plus allows you to start with all of the relics, which are the Castlevania style items, and have full health and use any kind of armor or shovel that you want. The downside to New Game Plus is that everything does about twice as much damage to you, and you have less checkpoints.
And there are no health pickups.
And there's no health pickups.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, all the turkeys become bombs. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh, it's awful. So it gives you all this stuff, but it also says, hey, we're going to actually challenge you, which is actually why I got really drawn to it, because I was like, wow, a New Game Plus that's actually challenging instead of just a power fantasy.
Does it use basically the same route, or is that different to New Game Plus?
It's slightly different because you don't have to pick up any items, and you don't have to destroy any checkpoints for cash.
And you get the propeller dagger right away.
Right.
Yeah.
The stage route is a little different too, because it can just be done for map efficiency as opposed to, for example, in any percent in the second area, we need to go get the mole gloves from Mole Knight. And in the third area, we need to go get the propeller dagger as the first stage in those areas.
Right.
So where you say it's like Mega Man, so this means when you kill bosses, you get their weapons, right?
No, that's one of the changes.
That's a change. Okay.
You get items from finding them, basically.
So you find them in their stages. Okay. You just need to kill them for the completion sake of it.
Yeah. To beat the levels.
So you start with those items
in New Game Plus.
New Game Plus.
And it's awesome.
Okay.
It's basically here's my routing for every New Game Plus level. Are you propeller daggering? If no, propeller dagger.
If no, what the hell is wrong with you?
Do the items have use like in Mega Man, or do they unlimited use?
They're limited based on your magic.
It's like a Castlevania heart system.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's good.
See, it's an interesting mix. Okay, I like that I don't have to get everything explained to me in massive detail. Right, so aside from your new game and new game plus, which for not the first time ever, but very different categories for the sounds of thing, actually genuinely can't really argue about new game plus being run. What are the other like more obscure ones? Are there other ones? Are there race categories or anything?
There are a bunch of more obscure categories, some more popular than others. People run low percent, that's probably the most popular other category, and that is no upgrades or items allowed, just Shovel Knight, 4 hearts, a shovel, win the game.
Oh man, if we could rename that category 4 hearts and a shovel.
Yeah, 4 hearts and a shovel.
That'd be amazing.
All right.
1 night, 4 hearts and a shovel.
Well, Zelda has 3 hearts as a category.
Captain Brian has the world record for low percent, and his run is really good. It's better than a lot of people's any percent runs. Like, it's pretty incredible what he's been able to do with that category.
Has anybody been doing 100% of this?
There has been.
Runs?
I'm gonna forget his name. I have to look it up. But Udeli 2 does 100%, and I hope Sentinel can confirm this for me when he comes back.
Yeah, I was gonna say he has been dropped from the call. Hang on.
I think 100% is all notes and all something else.
All notes? Referring to what?
There's throughout all of the stages there are these song notes that you get. They are just it's basically to build out the sound test for the game so you can listen to the music. So 100% collects all of these notes that are scattered throughout the world.
All right,
in
so
addition to beating the stages.
Okay, that makes sense. That's like the collection quest item. Is you're supposed to go find all the hidden notes and stuff. All right.
Yeah. And okay. I swear there's some other notes you collect, but I can't remember. I think you have to collect all the relics. That's it. All relics and all.
Now, does it tracks that, correct?
Yes.
Like it actually will give you a percentage rating at the end or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the percentage rating at the end is only notes. I'm very unequipped to talk about 100%. Unfortunately. Right. It's a category I haven't looked into yet because I've been distracted by others.
All right. Well, let's talk about any percent in New Game Plus. What are the records for these categories currently, and who holds them?
Captain Drake holds the any percent record with 49 minutes and 34 seconds.
We're watching that run right now, actually. That's the current background. So.
Incredible run. He's the only one to have sub 50 at this point, to my knowledge. And I have the New Game Plus record at 48 minutes and 14 seconds, just slightly faster.
Right.
And the main reason I got into New Game Plus was at the time there wasn't a lot of hype around that category. And it was actually slower. The world record for that was slower than the any percent time. And I was like, this can't.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah, I can't let this happen. So I loaded up on the safest strats I could come up with and grinded it until I could beat Captain Drake's time at that point, which even then was still difficult because his time's really that good.
Yeah, he went in pretty hard on it, like for a good while, like right after it came out, and obviously still.
Yeah,
but I remember seeing submissions from him to the record stock pretty frequently. So.
All right, I am watching the Shovel Knight thing, and I just saw a strat that I'm gonna steal. I didn't know you could.
It begins.
I didn't know you could skip that Griffin that way. Right. Okay.
So the point of this is to educate the runners.
Exactly.
Yeah. We were talking. I think it was off stream. We were talking about how I'm pretty sure I could tell whose stream it is based on their strats because the strats are so varied, especially in 80%, where things aren't. They're optimized, but you don't have as many tools to go super fast. So.
I see.
It's cool.
So, all right. Do you want to talk a bit about movement methods? What are the fast movement methods? What do you do in general to get around?
The fast movement methods, basically, when you don't have any relics, just typical movement. You don't want to start from a dead halt because there's like a little bit of a momentum buildup. Stuttering, sorry. A little bit of a momentum buildup. So what you want to do is, if you're at a dead stop, you want to jump. And that gets you to peak momentum immediately. Huh. And then as for it's really tough to master the shovel. That's really key one to sort of figuring this game out.
Boy,
because you can cancel when you do the shovel thing by jumping. And you lose momentum if you shovel on the ground, so you want to be shoveling in the air at all times. It's stuff like that.
Plus the hit, I remember the hitbox being a little bit tricky when I was first playing the game. It's shorter than you think it is, basically.
Yeah, his hitbox is very.
It's like really tight to the actual sprite. So yeah, the hitbox itself is much shorter than you would think. Like, you know, classic Nintendo game, it's usually you have some sort of a blade or something like that. There's a good, 5 or 10 pixels at the end of the sword or something like that are actually hitbox, and not in this game. It's like really, really right where your shovel swings.
Yeah, and then the down stab on the shovel has an insane hitbox. Just like there are consistent strategies that I do, especially in the second world, where I'm like, I don't even know how this is supposed to hit this guy, but it does every time. It seems like I should run into him instead. So yeah, mastering the shovel is sort of the main thing, and not walking from a dead stop.
Okay, and that's your basic movement, like with what you start
right with. And then basically the relics you get are all either used to kill bosses or enemies quickly, or they are for movement. And the movement ones are the gear, the propeller dagger, and the dust knuckle, which I sometimes refer to as the knuckle duster.
It works.
Because I forget what the name of it is. But basically, the gear just goes across the ground and sort of hops over ledges for you. It's very situational, but it'll help you get across spikes. That's where its main use is. The dust knuckle lets you punch through dirt. So I don't know how this is going to time up, but the video's in Mold Knight stage, which has a lot of dirt. So you can punch through that, and it moves you a little bit further.
Yeah, I can skip up to after he gets I think he doesn't have the knuckles just yet. Oh, this will show how to get an item anyway. Like, you actually meet this dude in the stages. Yeah. And then you have to buy the item you just found.
His name's Chester. He's in chests. That's where he lives. But and then the propeller dagger is sort of the big crazy thing, and unfortunately it's in the third world, so you don't get to make much use of it in any percent, but you use it quite heavily in New Game Plus. And that's just a weapon that basically shoots you forward. Like, it is the fastest way of moving. It uses not a lot of magic power, so you can spam it pretty easily. And
it's like a dash attack.
It's completely like a dash attack.
Well, that's another thing that's interesting about the game, by the way, is you can choose to destroy the checkpoints. And if you do, you get a bunch of money, which I imagine is pretty useful in not new game, but I guess fresh game, any percent.
Any kind of speedrun, really.
Yeah, and
I noticed destroy the checkpoints and get money, or you can get the checkpoint and be able to revive at a checkpoint if you happen to die. So,
but in a speedrun, you're not expecting to die anyway. I mean, the runs are all deathless at this point, so.
Not necessarily, but
basically in any percent, you are destroying all of the checkpoints up until World 3, just to get enough money to buy the stuff that you need. Because, and I guess this could go here, but for the any percent route, you also have to buy a charge shovel, which is like a twice damage, 2x damage attack that you have to charge up. And purple armor, which gives you 50 extra magic at the cost of a little bit of defense. So things will do about a half health more per hit. And those are both really expensive. So to get them before you go to World 3, you have to basically destroy every checkpoint.
Yeah, but it's an interesting trade-off in the game, You can go for safety strats and get the checkpoints, or you can go for money strats and, go a hell of a lot faster. But at the risk of, if you die, you're going to get sent all the way back to the start of the level, and you might as well just go ahead and reset. So.
All right. So does that pretty much cover movement techniques? I noticed there's a bunch of quick kills and skips, but is there anything else, any general purpose stuff you wanted to talk about before we hit the
See if I can
specifics?
Find a good example of propeller daggering, actually.
Yeah, it's true. We haven't seen that yet. And I understand why people want to run New Game Plus then, because you get all this cool stuff that you don't get to use till the run's half over. I mean, I could definitely understand wanting to just start with that and work on optimizing movements everywhere.
It's awesome. It's sort of like cheating, but not cheating.
All right, this stage should have some. He's picking up the propeller dagger now. So surprisingly, it's propeller knight stage.
In terms of general movement stuff, I think that pretty much covers it. I do wish Sent was still here so that he could cover me, but I think that's about it.
But yeah, you can see it's like an air dash basically. You can dash along the ground as well with it.
Yeah, and that's used a lot in New Game Plus. Since typically, when you start a stage, since you're starting from a dead halt, typically you jump, but in New Game Plus you would dagger since it's faster.
And is that consuming anything as you air dash?
Yeah, it's consuming your magic hearts.
And you're getting that back by the enemies you kill? Or by the...
Sometimes they're just static items in the level.
Okay.
But it does have a little bit level of management to it.
Right.
I believe we're coming up to an area where you'll see like the propeller dagger in heavy use to mitigate having to deal with a bunch of cycles for this wind mechanic that's going on. Like whichever direction those leaves are blowing, it's blowing you back or forward or up in that direction.
Propeller Knight stage is auto scroller heavy. It's quite frustrating.
It looks like it's really annoying just waiting around for screen to get there.
It has this one, and then it has another semi-auto scroller later that's actually really dangerous, and
it kicked my ass the first time I was playing this game. If it's the one I'm thinking of, where the wind changes to up.
Yeah, the wind changes. There's spikes everywhere.
This took me a lot of like stupidly slow movement to get through.
Yes,
check Drake strat.
It's super rough because like even if you're going slow, it's still super easy to die. It's almost like a puzzle.
That's beautiful. Y'all see it in about 20 seconds, but...
Yeah, he just got to the room for me.
Yeah, this particular room killed me a million times. The one that's on screen right now, but not the one that we'll be currently playing. It's just Propeller Knight's fight. But that brings into a good... I'll pause for the beginning of Propeller Man's fight, or Propeller Man, now Mega Man mode.
Propeller Man.
Invincibility frames is one of the techniques.
Yes, that's true.
So.
But not the kind of invincibility frames people might be thinking. So it should be shown off in the Propeller Knight fight, but basically, after you strike an enemy, if they don't immediately die, there is a period of time where they can't do damage to you. So Propeller Knight's entire cycle is that he sort of fencing stabs towards you. So our fight is we hit him right before he attacks, and he can't ever do damage to us because he just goes right through us with his invincibility frames. But they don't have any invincibility frames for their health, so you can just keep doing damage.
Wow. The odds are stacked in your favor here.
They pretty much are, and it's a nice change.
Hey, I think somebody got power back.
Hey, sorry about that.
Welcome back, man. You're just fine.
No.
All right, so Mystakin was wondering if you could cover him on a little bit of the movement strats. What all did we hit? We had propeller daggering, jumping when you start moving to instantly accelerate to full speed. The various attacks, like the difference between, I guess, pogo shoveling and just a straight up shovel attack, that sort of stuff. Anything else you would add to movement tech?
There are definitely a couple of places, in any person at least, where using the mobile gear is a bit faster than walking, and a bit more controllable than the propeller dagger. Other than that, I'm not sure if you guys covered it or not, but jump canceling shovel attacks is...
Well...
And suddenly Blaster Master.
Yeah, Blaster Master.
Sorry about
Blaster Master skill.
So if you do this one glitch, Blaster Master starts playing?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. No, the glitch is you forget to put it on repeat 1 instead of repeat all. In your browser or your video player.
It only works on PAL though.
Yeah, that's true. The settings are your pal. So, but anyway, yeah, that's back to the iframes there. So what about the? I saw you put it in quotes, so I'm assuming it's slightly sarcastic. The dream sequence skip.
Yeah, I put it in quotes because it's not really a skip so much as it's just like
a time saver.
A time saver, yeah. I didn't know what else to call it.
Fair enough.
Do you want to describe it, Seth?
Sure, I'll explain. Basically, a few points in the game after you complete each set of levels, so to say, Shovel Knight has a dream. He has a dream every night, but these dreams are unskippable. You have to fight a bunch of monsters and then eventually catch Shield Knight as she falls down. But we found out that in most situations, it's just faster to die as fast as possible, and that will end the dream sequence.
Yeah, it skips immediately to her falling.
Ah, that's it. Very useful. Okay, another one that we have is a clip of a platform skip with the, I always called them the rainbow puke platforms, but whatever you want to call them. There's some platforms somewhat late in the game, and I believe in one other night stage, but they look like this. You smack them and they barf a rainbow.
Yeah, I would call them by their animal name, but I have no idea what they're supposed to be.
Sure.
So is this the...
It's a propeller dagger. It looks like you're supposed to ride the platform about halfway longer than it does.
Right, this is the tower one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one is like... I think everyone discovered this one when they first played the game. Like, at least I did. It's pretty obvious.
I did this blind. I think Drake did this blind. So
yeah, I did this blind.
It's one of those things where if you've played DuckTales or Mega Man, you kind of, or hell, Super Mario Brothers, you kind of think about like,
does this too.
Can I get up to the top of the screen? Yes, I can.
I totally can.
Yeah. And at this point in the game, as any good speedrunner, you've probably been testing trying to get up to the top of the screen at least a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you can do it a few places, kind of. It usually transitions to another stage when you do it. So the game sort of trains you to know that you can skip this whole thing.
I mean, there's a similar setup in Plague Knight's level where it's actually intentional for you to get onto the top of the screen. So
yeah, totally.
And at this point, horizontal movement is no problem in any run. You have the propeller dagger, so just go.
Yeah,
just dagger.
Move as fast as possible. I do remember the developers, from what I understand, like the developers are kind of like, they wanted to leave speed tricks in, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
One of the devs is actually a speedrunner.
Fantastic.
Put out any percent run a week before the game was released. That was unfortunately beaten within like 6 hours of the game being out. So, sorry, devs.
It's bound to happen.
It is bound to happen. I mean,
he wanted that WR before someone else could take it.
Just for that moment. I got a WR in my own game, damn it. All right, now you can have it. Which is a big mistake to give to a speedrunner. All right, so I'm going to bring up Mystakin's new game, Any Percent, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see a little bit of the difference. This is one that's going to start kind of in the middle of the run. Let's see, it looks like you've just finished the Explodatorium. And are moving on to... which one is this? Yeah, who comes after the Exploratorium? Is it Tinker Knight?
Probably Tinker Knight, yeah. And that's another route change from Any Percent. In Any Percent, you would go straight to Propeller Knight stage to get the Propeller Dagger.
Yeah, but since you already have it, of course.
But since I already have it, I just go straight to the closest one.
Step it up. Another thing that I remember was a slight point of contention for certain runners wanting to run the game with a cheat code enabled to disable the world map movement of the monsters, or actually just disable them altogether, like the random encounters, sort of. They're kind of like the what you call it, the coin ships and Hammer Brothers in Super Mario Brothers 3. And so, like, how do those play into a game? How do you try to mitigate the RNG with those a little bit?
Well, unfortunately, there is actually a very slight manipulation with the boss from a failed Street Fighter character and from Dive Kick, who shows up after you visit the second town. As far as I know, I'm not 100% on this, but he won't spawn on the spot you entered the town from, so you can kind of choose where he starts.
Ah, okay.
But for everyone else, it's just you kind of deal with it. I mean, it sucks when they get in your way. If you do get forced into a fight, you can enter the fight and then quit to menu, and that will make them go back to the map screen, and the monsters will move off of you, so you can keep moving. Okay. Sometimes they move right back into your path, and it would have been faster to fight them.
All right, so it's a bit of a gamble at times.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. You can also enter a stage and exit if they're not
Right.
if they're not that far in your way.
If there's a convenient place to do it, like
Yeah.
the Triple Pond or a village,
All right.
Yeah, or like the shortcut area.
right?
Okay.
And from what I hear, the devs are actually planning to do something to either like reduce their randomness or give them a set pattern. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I had heard something along those lines was planned.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like scuttlebutt around that, like
Right on. Well, yeah, and I
but no like
understand,
hard details.
I understand from the doc you guys prepared that there are some version differences, like an upcoming patch, hopefully, to add quick swap into the PC version. Has that happened yet, or no?
No, it hasn't. It's really funny because the PC version is by far the slowest version of the game. We're
Yep.
the only version without quick swap, but I don't think anyone actually runs 3DS or Wii U.
There's a handful that do, but like if you run 3DS, how are you going to stream it?
Right.
unless you put forth $200 to get a kit. And I guess just not that many people own Wii U's that were interested in this from the outset. So like if I had a Wii U, I would run this on Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh, I would too, but I just,
Can't justify a Wii U for one game. Eh?
No, not a $15 one.
Exactly. Neither could I. That's kind of a point of contention with me for all the new consoles. It's like, there's like one game I want to play on all of them, but that's not worth a $300 to $500 purchase.
Right.
No thanks. But regardless, let's see here. I'm trying to think of some of the other topics. So is the PC version only slower because the quick swap doesn't exist, or are there other little differences about it, like it just runs slower, or you get a time loads, or what?
not to my mistaken. Do you know any
I don't
other
know of any.
differences?
I don't know of any differences besides that.
Okay, so it's just having to go into the menu slows you down.
Yeah.
The devs did mention that they made sure all of the versions loaded as fast as each other, so...
Okay, that's good.
It's probably easy to do with a game of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it
not
is like, pixel art and stuff. It's just a side scroll or not, platformer, I suppose. It's not like, full sweet 3D Modern War Super Shooter 12 or something like that.
Right.
My original understanding is they actually wanted this to be like a NES ROM hack, and they were going to package it in NES carts and distribute it that way.
Neat.
Then their artists got overzealous.
Right, and their artists wanted to work with more than 8 colors. So.
And they wanted to make a little bit of profit because I can't imagine there's too many people buying NES carts, right?
Yeah, like
True,
Pro cards.
Yeah.
One more thing on the overworld map RNG. I'm pretty sure that part of the any percent route is kind of based on opening paths for the characters. Am I right, Sent?
What
Or am I
what
just
do you mean
crazy?
I'm not sure if you're right or not. Can you go into a little more detail on that?
Oh, so like we do Spectre Knight before King Knight, despite King Knight stage being closer. And I know that I don't know if it's by happenstance, but that does open up. There is a bonus level that spawns, and it opens up an easier way to get past him.
Personally, I just do Spectre Knight first, and I believe Drake also does Spectre Knight first because Spectre Knight stage has a bit more RNG, and
right.
Spectre Knight himself is a bit more of an annoying fight. But yeah, I can't really comment on that.
Right. It could
I
just
just
be
do
I'm
it 'cause-
crazy.
Do the world
I
map
just think
enemies
it's easier and he's more annoying.
Fair enough.
Do the world map enemies like respect locked stages, or can they just like traipse wherever the heck they want?
Pretty sure they respect lock stages.
Okay.
They respect a few things. They do respect like locks on the overworld map.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Is like,
And I think they actually have like limits to where they can go. Either that, it's just really because I've never seen, for instance, the first overworld enemy in the very end of the game. I've
Right.
never seen him make that journey. I don't know if it's theoretically possible and he's just never done it, or if he's not actually allowed to move past a certain point.
right, they can only because I was noticing that when I was watching back Drake's and Mystakin's runs that they seem to only go like within a 4 little space radius or something like that. It's like they tend to juke back and forth a lot instead of actually like making long strides across the map.
Yeah, they don't typically exit the worlds that they spawn in.
Okay.
with a couple exceptions.
The
Boomerang
boss-
dude.
The boss does a lot.
The
Boomerang
boss
dude.
is all over the place.
I've got to wonder though. Like Boomerang dude looks like a nod to the Breath of Fire main character. Actually,
Boomerang dude is my favorite character that gets no play in any speedrun.
he
except
gets
100%.
absolutely crushed by what the hell is that thing? The one that you just used, actually, the freaking orb.
Chaos Orb. Yeah,
Yeah, Chaos Orb.
I'm a huge proponent of the Chaos Orb.
I am
Current
too.
world record does not use it.
I am too. Unfortunately, it's just too expensive in any percent. Can't afford it.
Yeah, you have to sort of sacrifice some magic if you're going to use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Which-
it does body Polar Knight as well. That's definitely
awesome.
sure.
It's disgusting against him.
It's so good. Polar Knight and Treasure Knight both are incredibly helpful with the Chaos Orb.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Plague Knight too. Sometimes you can get it stuck between him and the wall or a beaker.
Let's not mislead people. Nothing helps Plague Knight.
Not true, Ak. I'm not actually sure if you do, Mystakin, but the alchemy coin does do 2 damage to him.
What?
Are you kidding me?
That
No,
thing?
I'm not. It does. Yes, the useless alchemy coin does 2 damage to Plague Knight. For
I need-
seemingly no reason.
Okay, I don't even
I need to
speedrun the
reroute
game, and that's
everything.
funny because Plague Knight is a son of a bitch.
He's awful. I need to
consider
reroute New
getting
Game
it-
Plus immediately.
I considered getting it in any percent just for the refight.
Oh my god. I will legitimately experiment with this in New Game Plus later.
That is pretty funny, actually.
It would be better if it just straight up Tinker Knighted and
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, I
Is
You
that-
guys never knew, but Plague Knight is a one-shot, just saying.
yeah. For Tinker Knight Phase 1, you can one-shot him with the gear that you get in his stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little
And it's,
the Metal Man.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, the game is really cool overall. It's a lot of fun to play casually. It seems to be a hell of a lot of fun to speedrun. I have not given it a shot yet, but I've definitely considered it a couple of times. I was kind of waiting for that weapon swap thing to come out because
It's a good thing to wait for, honestly.
after playing Clash of Demon Head, I hate menus with a raging passion of 1,000 burning suns. And mostly because the menu in that game lags like a son of a bitch, and just having to go in and out of a menu quickly is just painful to me. So if I could if there was a quick swap thing, that would absolutely draw me to this game to play it a lot more.
In a world where there are now like 16 buttons on the average pad or 16 inputs or whatever it is,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you can spare one for quick weapon swapping.
Oh yeah, no, it's
On a
in.
keyboard, you can even just have like numbers 1 to 8, right?
Well, the thing is, it's
I think
in
that's-
2 out of the 3 versions of the game. For some reason, it's not in the PC version.
I think that's actually what they were talking about doing, Flecky, is just having each number set to a relic and hockeying the map.
That would be
That-
really
Although,
cool. Because if you're
I-
playing with a pad, you can literally press the button down while holding the pad still,
right.
without even needing to let go of any other input. Just
Okay,
use
so
the
more of
finger
a
that's holding
wheel-
the back of the pad and touch it.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind if it was just like hit bumper to switch through the weapons real fast or something like that. But,
well, that would be
Yeah.
fine too.
yeah.
So
And
that's on the Wii U version, but not on the PC ones.
The Wii U, you use the gamepad. Like you have an inventory on the gamepad.
Yeah.
You just tap the weapon you want, and at 3DS, it's the bottom screen. Is you just tap whatever you want.
Oh, it's on the gamepad. Okay. Is there Pro Controller support or?
I'm
I think so.
not sure actually.
They probably can't weapon swap, but I would imagine there would be.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. It says you noticed I was away for a bit. Is them have you covered just about everything? Like, I need a quick update of where we are exactly.
I believe we've hit just about everything I can think of that was on the dock.
Oh,
There's
jeez.
something the runners
So
would
I
like to
missed. I missed all the shovel.
Oh, shoveling.
That's fine. It's okay. I wasn't interested anyway.
Yeah.
It was a rubbish game. I don't like it.
I do have a warning for anyone running this game. Warning: the green guys with fans. No,
add. Yeah, those guys are assholes.
they
They're-
will cost you runs. They will.
They're not terrible, except for a very
Except when they
specific
are.
one.
Hold on, I can find him. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Let me go back to Drake's run real fast.
There is one, and if he does, there's like one pattern he has, and if you don't see it coming, he will just like fly out of nowhere,
This might be it.
right in your face, and kill you.
I
And
slightly
it-
disagree that there's just one, because there's also the one when you're trying to do the tower skip. He's killed me a few times, and then There's that
Okay,
stage.
yeah, right here.
There's that stage of Propeller Knight that has 3
Let's
of
watch Drake's strategy.
Why is it generally green guys in these games that like to mess with you?
Which is, you'll note, do not rush forward, do not fuck with Propeller Guy. Hover there and wait
Is that
for his
the
ass
name
to
of
come
his-
to you, then kill him, and then move on.
You know a room is dangerous when the world record does a full stop in that room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I guess we
definitely
talked
waits.
a bit about this. Yeah, let's have a look.
It
They
takes his
reminded me
time
of
there.
the Propeller guys from Bionic Commando, who equally
Oh, yeah.
horrifying. I
Those
think
guys.
those dudes.
Sure.
Area 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Area 5. Consequently, the first real area.
Yeah, the giant climb. And then those jack-offs just, like, ruin every
Oh, hey.
opportunity to grapple you possibly can.
Wow, I know that's an auto-scroller, but he really sits there and waits for him to come to him.
Yeah, there's...
I do the exact same thing. You just wait. That
Yeah.
guy will kill you.
Yeah.
Treat them with respect.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, cool. So mention the runners and all that. This game is not confirmed, but pretty likely to be at AGDQ.
it's all
That's, I mean, just all hearsay, isn't it, really? It's just as likely as any of the other games on the list, but
Yeah, right now it's still first cuts, so nothing is guaranteed
Yeah.
in. But
it was very early in the first cuts. So, but yeah, I mean, you can't really read into any of that whatsoever, but hopefully going to be there. Captain Drake said he might go because he said to me that we can talk.
he's promised me that he will show up. If he doesn't show up, I will be there. So I was really hoping actually for a race with him, but we'll let Uyama decide that.
Well, that's fine.
as a side note, at the end of that Propeller Knight fight, I do love the fact that you can mutual kill bosses in this game. Tie goes to the runner.
Oh, it is mandatory. that
Yeah,
you
I
jump.
did that by accident with Polar Knight the first time I fought him. Like, I was using
I see you kill each other.
Well, I killed him, like, actually I had a Chaos Orb bouncing around the screen. I landed on the spikes underneath him and died, and then the Chaos Orb killed him, like, well after I hit dirt and the bags had floated out of my head and everything like that. The Chaos Orb killed him, and I just stood up and was like, yes, I win!
That's awesome. I had Black Knight, the first boss in the first stage, kill me the same frame that I killed him.
Oh, hey, that's something we didn't talk about, now that I remember the name Black Knight. Real quick, let's hit the, we've got an auto-scroller skip and a Black Knight quick kills.
The auto scroller skip is a must.
All right,
Oh, the auto scroller skip is
starting the
glorious.
clip as we go.
We don't use it.
Nobody uses it. That's how good it is.
I'm about like 60% accurate with it. Don't use it.
I've never performed it, but I have attempted many times.
So I
Now,
see that
why
we're
is it
skipping this
that
giant
you-
beetle thing.
You don't use it, but you have 60% success rate? Is it just late in the run, or?
It's not terribly late. The big problem with it, besides that it's really, really silly, as you can see, is that you need all of the money in this room with the current route to buy the item in this stage.
Oh, okay. So it's a possible future thing then.
Yes. It's something to
I'll
look forward to.
I laugh every time I see the skip. It's so insane.
All right, my laggy Twitch is finally
Finally catching up.
Finally caught up.
caught up. Yeah.
That looks easy. I could do that.
No probs.
You just jump and you hit this thing, you jump and you hit these other things.
I gotta just
You're
bounce
done.
and
Yeah, you just-
shovel.
And you
You
just
just
use
bounce on a shovel.
Just jump on,
Jump
you
and
just
shoot.
jump on the bird.
all you need. That's not a bird. That's a bubble from Zelda 2.
Just-
No kidding.
Oh.
Look at that flight pattern. Oh man.
I mean, you just unlock it from the box thing, and it, it goes exactly where you want it to.
Yeah.
Got to
See if-
destroy exactly the right blocks to manipulate the movement, and then
That's all.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
if as a runner you watch this video too many times, you'll start to believe you can pull it off.
So speaking of things you
It's like
can pull
everyone-
off,
It's so easy.
a Black Knight quick kill.
Everyone's had, because the videos always have the perfect RNG.
It's
You
true.
watch it and you're like, oh yeah, no, that looks perfect, man. Look at that. That bird always does that. And then
Yeah,
you
all
try
the
it again
record
and you're
runs
like,
I've
oh,
seen can do it.
Yeah, every single one.
the bird thing's not doing that for me. I wonder why that is. Okay, maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Oh no, maybe I'm still doing it wrong. Oh, that worked. Oh, but now it doesn't work. What? And then you get angry, scream that you're doing exactly the same thing, and yeah. All right.
So, poor Black Knight. He has 2 fights in the 80% run, and both of them can be manipulated to just completely demolish him.
And an
So that
optional
he
third
doesn't-
fight, which
Yeah, an
can be
optional-
manipulated both ways.
Yes.
Well,
The strat for Black Knight 1 works, and the strat for Black Knight 3 works.
This looks like a Zelda
Boy,
2
it's
fight
like I'm
right
watching.
here.
Yeah, it's a Zelda 2, or I was thinking X3 as well.
Every boss has some sort of strategy that's sort of well known as the best strat, but like nothing to this level
yeah,
except
that's,
for Black
that's
Knight.
pretty rude. Let's go with the Black Knight 3 as well.
Black Knight 3 is actually tougher than it looks to do, at least for me.
Yeah, I'll agree with Mystakin. The timing is very precise, or he teleports out.
Now, there's the beauty of the propeller dagger too, by the way. Guess how I used it the most in my little casual run?
Poor Black Knight.
It murders the little roaming bosses. That's for damn sure. Not quite as bad as Chaos Orb on the Vise knockoff, but yeah, that thing is brutal on everybody except for the lightning samurai looking dude. Who is
No, it's actually the strategy against him too. If you have to fight him,
really just
yeah,
propeller
smack
dagger
into
the
his
shit out of
face
him.
over.
Brilliant. Have to do that next time. Yeah, propeller dagger is a pretty brutal item, and it's not just for movement. It's also awesome against certain bosses. Lots of them.
Even the final boss, it's smack into the side of her head.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah,
let me pull
I
up Drake's
tried.
final boss fight. Actually, that'd be a good thing to
Yeah,
take a gander at.
that was the boss fight that I fell out of the loop of, and then I came back and I was like, wait, we're killing her faster now?
All right, so the first phase of the final boss. Once we get past this like awesome surfing
I
on
love
blocks.
that Black Knight 3. I finally got to see Black Knight 3. I'm actually going to refresh my streams. I'm somewhat close.
Gotcha. So yeah, the first phase is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a cross between the Bowser fight in Mario 3 and something entirely else.
The first phase is the real final boss. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
this phase killed me a shitload more than the final phase. So I can imagine
The
this
final
being a
phase-
real pain in the ass in a speedrun.
The
Final phase
first
is more
phase-
epic.
The first phase is really weird because I think just about everyone who runs this game has a completely different strategy, and everyone's strategy is like 90% consistent, and it makes no sense.
That's pretty wild.
I have a strat where I use the locket that makes you invincible, and when she throws fireballs up and destroys the ground beneath me, I bounce on her head twice.
Oh, my strategy is I just jump down there and I start punching her.
That works.
You gotta take the fight below the ground with the mole knuckles.
Yeah, take the
how
fight
it's
to her.
done.
I can appreciate that.
Now I'm going to have to admit that my fight against the final form here took a hell of a lot longer than this. It looks fairly
You'd be
slow
happy to
paced at
know
the
I
start,
really-
and then things happen.
I actually think the
Be
Enchantress
happy
too
to
quick.
know. Oh.
Oh, sorry, go.
No. Don't worry. Go for it. I have nothing more important to say.
It's so
Okay.
good.
I was going to just say that the Enchantress 2 quick kill is probably the most satisfying for me when you pull it off.
It does feel really good.
Feller
Wait,
Dagger
did
is
you
just
just
so
do that?
rude.
No. Okay.
Absolutely broken as hell.
Oh, nice fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna click it back and let it play one more time for
I
the.
finally get that. I did refresh the video to watch it, and then it immediately buffered and lagged, and I went back to being really far behind. So
I do
I'm
want to
feeling
mention.
pretty heavy on that boss.
Sorry, I do want to mention one other boss. Unfortunately, we were kind of short on time, and I didn't have time to pull a clip together. But if anyone has an older version of Shovel Knight, I highly recommend fighting Spectre Knight and bouncing off his head, and then holding left on the left side of the screen. They forgot to put an invisible wall there, and you can leave the boss arena, and
pretty
he will
great.
chase you. So you can fight him through the entire stage.
That is awesome.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it leads to the game crashing.
If
you
he
know.
does his special attack that summons skeletons, the game has no idea what to do, and it just crashes.
Yeah.
You mean it doesn't just summon like numbers and letters or anything?
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be great. Wrong warp to the credits. And then the cap.
Yeah, once we figure that Tower 3 wrong warp, it's gonna be awesome.
All right then, cool. Shovel Knight. Are we good on Shovel Knight? Any last little things? Did you talk about how to learn Shovel Knight?
That we have not yet.
We have not. There you go. See, this is why I'm here. It's for this sole reason. Here we go. We got all learning the game in 3 easy steps, and there's currently 1 step there.
It's
Technically, we did touch on it.
well. There's a second
touch
step.
on it.
If you are not playing New Game Plus, go get the Propeller Dagger.
Right.
Then step
And then that step.
Then
Always be Propeller
the one
Dagger.
Which was always be propeller daggering. So there you go. Perfect.
Right.
I like it when it's nice and simple. So if you're playing New Game Plus, disregard step. Get propeller dagger.
Right, it's a flow chart,
You
a
already
really
got that.
simple one.
Yes.
It's like, do you have propeller dagger? If no, get it. If yes, use it.
Yeah. All ass.
Is game over? No. Use propeller dagger. Is game over? No. Use propeller dagger. That sort of thing.
Right.
Fantastic. All right.
Well, they did have one other
Will you guys?
one other important thing that they mentioned in between, so I guess we could use it as kind of a learn the game, is like Miss said, learn the shovel's hitbox, learn how to use the shovel, like, be good with it, because I sucked with it and it definitely hurt, like, just playing the game in general. I can only imagine it would destroy speedrunning the game, so...
Yeah, try a low percent run.
Yeah.
And
there you
then after you do a handful of those, then start using the relics and start to understand their uses and stuff. And steal strats.
Steel strats, that's step 3.
Good speedrun advice.
Steel
One
strats?
simple question. Is there any sort of save stating involved in this, like practice methods? And can you save files and load stages and so on? Or?
You can revisit any stage you've beaten. So if you have a file that's completed the game in either New Game Plus or just a normal game, you can go back and play any stage. The only thing you really can't practice are the roaming encounters, but they're not. You hope you don't have to do those. So.
Right.
If I remember right,
Alright,
unlike the Mega
cool,
Man
yeah.
games, do the bosses show up at the end again? Like, or they do show up at the end again when you replay a stage, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you could drill the entire thing from like start to boss. That's pretty good.
Sweet. Okay then. Are you guys sticking around for records as well?
I'm good to stick around. Mistaken,
Right.
I got nowhere to be.
right?
We'd love
Alright,
to
we don't
have
have a
you.
lot to
Sweet.
go through.
I'll link it again if you didn't find it in the other doc. So there's that doc there. You should know how this works. You'll randomly get called upon based on incredibly mathematically well calculated
Scientific.
links between you and the games. Very scientific. It's too much to explain now. If you're familiar with Number Wang, it's the same sort of thing. All right. That's an obscure reference for a few people. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. It's
Yeah,
not
way to
actually
make
that
it clearer for us.
Whatever. That's okay. Don't worry about it. If you're English and you watch BBC 2, or was it 1? I can't remember. Whatever. It's a sketch. Don't worry. It's a sketch thing.
Here I thought it was a shovel or
Now.
not a Shovel Knight reference. A Shadow Warrior
Not a
reference.
Shovel Knight reference. A shadow word.
Shadow Warrior.
Do not have one of those.
What?
Shadow Warrior? No.
Okay.
Nope.
No, I don't have a Shadow Warrior reference based on that. No, it was a Mitch on the Web reference. But
There you go.
speaking of records, yeah, that'll do. Bail
Good.
myself out on that one. Going to records, we have a nice bunch of records, as we agreed. It's a good number of records to have this
Good
week.
number.
Not too long, not too short.
For
But
the records listeners,
starting it off,
just right.
it's just right, yeah. Goldilocks, roaming into the world. Goldilocks the Bears. Bears begins with B. We have a record beginning with B as our first record.
Nailed it.
You asked for it, Gil Sneeze. You asked for it. All
Nailed
right.
it.
Baldur's Gate, Enhanced Edition, PC, any percent in 1834 by Jacid. You should all know what Baldur's Gate is, but if not, this is a note. 4 minutes faster than the previous record. Improvements come from a new route which uses the Blade class that allows for periods of 4 times movement speed while using its skill Offensive Spin.
That's a pretty good upgrade.
That's also used by
Yeah, it
users.
sounds like a smart ass that does. An
Yeah, I was going to say,
offensive
it
spin.
sounds like something like a
Spin on
Republican
that.
news site would use or something like
Yeah,
that. Hold on.
4 times speed wit using their offensive spin. All right. This route also introduces some new glitches to the run, such as a multiple dialogue to enter Candlekeep and the Duchal Palace early, and use any item to use a consumable that the Blade class cannot usually use. Nice.
I'm
All right.
curious as to what multiple dialogue is. Like, talk to 2 people at once? Or...
I hope it's. I want it to be like several windows up at the same time.
Oh, yeah. That could work.
So you're having like several conversations with someone at the same time, and they're all overlapping each other.
Mhm.
That's what I want it to be. Whether it's that or not, I don't know. Vuligin improved the all. Oh, was it standard levels
I think so.
from last week? Was it
It's
all
American Sign
standard
Language,
levels?
New Game Plus.
Yeah, it was. American Sign Language New Game Plus. I hope you guys have all been
All
doing the
story
Ice
levels,
Bucket Challenge to raise awareness for all standard levels.
All story
runs.
levels.
This is all story levels, was it? It was one of the all story levels, because I said all standard levels before. But it's 4543 by Vuligin, who says remove Red Buddha. Now Red Buddha's capitalized, so I'm just going to assume Red Buddha's a kind of Twitch emote. Which
That's
you
the
know.
guy that took his record last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Not a Twitch emote.
Not
no.
100% though.
Okay, sorry. But
There's no reason it can't be both.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to go
Type
for
in the
it.
chat. You might have accidentally subscribed to whatever stream. Oh, there we
I'm
go.
not subscribed.
Didn't work.
I'm not subscribed.
Well, it's
so-
not. It got a prefix. So
Um,
it would be a global one anyway. I think it's not
Okay.
real. It's not really an
Then we
emote.
have. Do you not? No, try it again. You try it. Let me try it
okay,
again. I'll
please
see if
try it. We'll get it eventually.
Uh,
Well, maybe they already removed it.
See?
oh yeah. that's
Foolish
great.
request
Maybe his
has
campaign
nailed
was
it.
Successful. Yeah. Well, enjoy. I wish I'd known what it was. Battle Arena to Shinden, Game Boy Expert difficulty in 1406 by Jugong, who says new strats for easy records LMAO. There you go.
That's terrible
Okay.
alphabeting.
New strats, easy records, big money, big prizes.
I love it.
Big money.
I love it.
You'll
10
be
seconds.
earning singles of dollars by
Oh.
joining our Twitch program.
Whoa. Whoa. Singles? Hold on.
Ones
Where do I
ones
sign
of
up?
dollars. Well, you've already signed up, mister.
Uh-oh.
You'll be getting your share of the singles of dollars we're making
Yes.
from this broadcast.
Fucking damn.
After a whole year's work, it adds up to about a drink.
Perfect.
But anyway,
Let's go wasted at
Blaster
HDQ.
Master. Blaster Master, let's hand this one over to Feasel,
Oh,
as
me.
you are a fan of blasters and yourself a master,
Hey.
I think that we're all
as in
fans of
an
those
unmarried
things.
man. Yes.
A master.
For sure.
I see. Yes.
Uh-oh.
A master.
Blaster Master for the NES. Oh, this is PAL though, and I am an NES PAL
Uh.
expert.
Yeah.
Having never speedrun
aficionado,
any Cal
you
game.
might even say.
Sure. So, any percent can be done in 5 minutes 32 seconds. Apparently, we saw a bit of this glitched out Blaster Master last time, but needless to say, it's been improved even more. It's the Strider effect basically. Now everyone's going for it. This time it's Charleon who's bopped Cool Kid and gotten a 532. So he says, Blaster Master, one of the classics. What's interesting is that the PAL version exclusively offers some tricks like the one-frame pause jump and the door glitch, which makes you able to finish the game much, much faster than the NTSC version. That's an understatement. 2 weeks ago, Nadua proved that the task strats actually could be adapted for RTA. So far, me and Cool Kid
As
gone
the
head to
doer
head.
tends to do.
Yeah, blame Nadua. But he says, so far, me and Cool Kid have gone head-to-head against each other, and I'm currently on top with a measly 4 seconds. The run itself has spawned the quote, only the jumps matter, because realistically you depend on good enemy spawn RNG to get past stage 2, and then comes the horrendous end of stage 3, where you need to time optimally 9 to 12 frame-perfect pause jumps to reach the door.
Huh.
Stage 8.
I did notice
Fine.
as he said that an enemy did take away all of his health except for 1 bar in like a couple seconds.
Yeah,
there,
Jason
so-
pretty much gets his ass kicked when he's on
Yeah.
foot.
basically. But when you see him, the reason he doesn't die falling from great heights is that you pause just before you hit the ground, and it sort of resets the falling counter. And it also is basically part of the same mechanic that resets the "can I jump again" or "can I not jump again" flag, allowing you to jump multiple times in the air, just like Legacy of the Wizard and some other games which have this. But it's apparently frame perfect pause, unpause in order to get it. So you'll see him struggle with it a little bit. The run we saw last week had a lot of struggling with it, so I guess it doesn't surprise me to see, someone trying to make that obvious improvement. Is just nailing the pause jumps.
Some of these are really tragic because he has exactly 3 jumps, and if he misses one of the jumps, he has to do an additional jump because he's not high enough. So really painful. So like even that, a tiny little drop means a whole extra jump on top of the one he missed. So yeah.
Neat.
Dang.
Good stuff.
All right. Good job, Charlion. Well done.
I bet we'll see this
play
again
Blaze
soon.
again with us, Charlion, please. All right. Then we have Casino Kid. Now, Casino begins with a C. The C is like a G with a bit missing, so we're going to give this one to Mystakin.
Good call.
Because he has a K in his name. The end of his name's like Kid, but with an N.
I don't know why, but I expected you to be calling me for this.
Probably. That's all right. Casino Kid.
Casino Kid, any percent world record by Tasco DLX, 44 minutes. My sister walked in the room.
No, is that right?
My sister did that.
That was the run comments.
This is a bad time.
It's okay, I can take this one.
That's fine. You go for it.
Keep covering
All right, all right. This is 44 minutes.
Rihanna, come on.
It's right on 44 minutes right on the head. Tasco DLX is the runner. He says, I don't have a speed gaming problem. I have an RNG problem. This game has an average completion rate of good luck. Sub 40 might be possible without resorting to animal sacrifice.
Well,
PS, hide the Franker Z.
Hide the Frankers. Oh no.
Nothing makes sense in this whole submission.
I do
RNG stands for like.
It kind of makes sense. Casino Kid would have a luck-based completion rate.
Oh yeah,
sure.
I mean,
you
RNG
think
stands
so.
for
It's
like really nice gambling problem.
Yeah.
Really nice gambling problem. That is the second sister interruption, by the way. If any of you have sisters here,
The Sunday
be
sister
prepared.
break.
They're probably going to interrupt you. Yeah.
Cool. Well, there you go. Casino Kid. It's an RNG.
It's lots of casino games.
RPG casino game thing.
That's exactly how it's called.
That's what it says in the back.
RNG game thing.
Yeah, RNG game thing. That's what the back of the box says, isn't it?
Something like that. That'd be hellish advertising. Try this new RNG game thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, are we good on this?
Yes,
clip, by the way?
yes, please go.
I'm so far behind. I'm
I
like a
will
minute
try
and
to
a half
update
behind
you
on
as
this.
best I can then.
It's all
Back,
right.
by the way.
We have
Excellent.
Knit.
Oh, welcome back.
Okay, cool. We have Knit Stories with a K. This is PC, apparently US PC, so get out any non-US PCs. This is The Machine 100%, which is a great category name. In 2027 by Virtual Boyness. I think it might be Virtual Boyness. But I'm going to
I
go
think
with
it is, yes.
I'm going to go with Virtual Boyness because it's double S.
It's buoyant.
So it's like
the property of being
it's
a virtual boy.
boyness, so it's exactly. It says it's a good run, 55 deaths, but 2 of them cost very little time.
Wait, what? 2?
That's amazing.
All right,
I
good.
feel like this is meant to say 5 deaths.
I hope so.
I feel like
I hope so.
5 deaths.
That is not a good ratio.
Double tapped there.
This game is ridiculous. I only died 55 times.
55. But don't worry, 2 of them cost very little time. Got all the hard strats first try.
Oh, there you go. Virtual Boy Ness, like the dude
Virtual
from
Boy.
Earthbound.
Oh, it is.
Clarifies Virtual Boy Ness
That's
himself.
that's what I figured. But you need to capitalize the N in that case. Yeah, so it's 5 deaths, but 2 of them cost very little time. Got all of the hard strats first try. New strats plus deathless run could mean sub 19, but my goal for right now is sub 19 at 30. I think we have our raid message already, by the way. Sorry, Virtual Blindness, for your typo, but that's got to go in as our raid message for later. I've saved it, so don't worry. All right. Lifeline. Oh no, sorry. This has got a highlight. Sorry, this is Knit Stories. My bad.
Oh god, this game.
We just finished
Yeah.
the stories. Yeah.
Oh man.
Lifeline. Is that what you're referring to? Oh God. This
Yes,
Life-
I am referring to oh god, this game.
Well,
I was
read
going
it
to give.
off.
I was going to give Lifeline to Mystakin then, because he's clearly the lifeline for his little sister,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
quite a
True.
segue that we wasted
helping her
by
out. Yeah, thanks,
not doing
man.
that.
Helping her out. So, Mistaken. That's what it is. Are you good to go?
Anything's fine, man. Lifeline, PS2, 2 hours, 54 minutes, 27-second world record by Tetsuya. He says in his note, Lifeline is a 100% voice-controlled survival horror game for the PS2.
Yes.
So bad.
Not entirely unlike Hey You Pikachu, except instead of controlling a mouse, you control a functionally impaired waitress in a monster-infested space station.
The timing on that was so beautiful because on my screen, she tried to throw a Molotov cocktail and fell flat on her fucking face right as you said functionally impaired.
Perfect. That's what the chat are going to see too, so.
At long last, this infuriating run has been cut below 3 hours. Weirdly, while in the skimpy alternative outfits. Oh, great. Thanks go out to everyone in my chat who kept me sane during this trying experience.
Yeah, it's good to have the world record set during skimpy outfits just so everyone thinks you're extra creepy.
Just so everyone knows
Yeah.
what this game's really about.
Yeah.
No, this game is absolutely awful.
She did fall on her face. Yeah, it was an experiment that didn't quite work as
Yeah,
expected.
it did not pan out.
Yeah, there's
Very
a
good.
reason there's never been a Lifeline 2.
Yeah.
very,
Rom
very
Scout
good
did a blind playthrough of this quite a while back, I think, on his
God, I'm
stream, which
sorry
was
for
very
that.
entertaining.
I watched
There's
a lot of that.
them. Yeah,
it was
there's a lot of
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
there's a lot of really cool like Lifeline clips of this sort of thing. But yeah.
No, seriously,
I felt like
he
I had
says at long
something
last this
else.
infuriating run has been cut below 3 hours, which, yeah, that does not surprise me that the run is absolutely just, you want to throw
Yeah.
things after you're done.
Yeah.
Particularly the microphone at
Like
the
I can
developers
just
of the game.
imagine it's the video game speedrun equivalent of trying to do tech support. Like
Pretty much.
yeah,
No.
throw the Molotov.
Open the locker. Open the
I
the
can't
locker.
find that. Throw the Molotov. I can't find. Oh my god. Yeah. I'd like to give a little anti shout out to Tetsuya for beating Shrimp in the mystery tournament. So I mean, well done, but boo. I didn't have money on Shrimp or anything, but I was wanting him to do well.
But boo.
Flicky had money on Shrimp.
Boo. I didn't have. Well, I would never put money on Shrimp. That would be a bad idea. He's Scottish. He'd just take it. Little. That's a common joke about Scottish people, so don't worry about it. Okay. Sent. How about you do this one? Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
All right, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Japanese,
That's the one.
80%, in 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 13 seconds by Alta Biscuit.
Oh god, what did you do to this? Sorry, you'll see it in a minute.
I'm excited already.
And he says in his comments, 2 new developments for this game saved well over 4 minutes. First, the sign glitch, which allowed me to get Firebrand on Mario much earlier, saves 3 to 4 minutes. Second, it was discovered that Knockback Bros and Chopper Bros use Mario's power, which means only 1 mush badge is needed, and it saves me about 80 seconds of item collection. With better execution and luck on level up bonuses, a 125 or 126 should be possible. There have also been recent developments on the English version because the sign glitch works on English, and it is possible to skip knockback farming on that version, so the times will be a lot closer now between the versions. English version may even be faster now, but it's hard to tell at this point.
It's hard to tell it's a game.
Yeah.
Could you tell the exact point? Can you tell the exact point when my game glitched out on my stream?
I've actually watched him do this run a few times, and yes, it is as confusing as it looks.
Gotta see it
every
happen again.
time.
Hold on, we're gonna loop this one time.
He
Like,
kind
not
of
the
just
whole run.
Incredible.
magically makes a barrel appear, and then the game has
Yeah, then the game
no
just
idea
goes,
what to do.
fuck me.
I can't handle this.
Barrel.
I hate looking
Oh.
at the screens.
It's as
like,
if. Sorry, go.
no, it's like the universe has turned inside out and everything's gone wrong.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. It looks horrifying.
It's kind of disturbing with the audio too. You're not hearing the sound,
thank
but it's a
God I'm
little.
here.
It's kind of weird.
Oh,
I was watching some of those corruption videos where people corrupt ROMs and
No,
then
those are
people play
fantastic.
them.
Drunk Tales,
Yes.
probably the best one.
It looks like, oh my god, it's just scary. I don't like it. It's like Event Horizon or something, but with video games.
I was gonna say it looked like the game was ashamed. Like, no, you don't want to see what's happening beneath here.
Censored.
This is the game equivalent of a woman grabbing a towel and like,
Yes.
get out.
I'm not decent.
It's the game's last ditch defense
Help.
against you trying to glitch it.
Yeah.
Look, you're hurting me. Stop it. I'm a game.
Hey,
Oh man, that's just horrifying. But anyway, Mario Golf. Oh, now this game is totally great, so that's good. Gildersneeze, you can do Mario Golf because the
can?
G connection again. Yeah,
fantastic.
I'll let you have this one. I
All
won't
the
take this
Gs.
away from.
All right, so yeah, it's Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, Palm Club 926 by Tepeshio J. Says, probably had the best overall run of course I've had to date. Excellent wind RNG and hole placement helped the run stay alive through the 18 holes. Lots of shots are tough to make throughout this course, let alone do quickly. Very happy with this time for now. And then Ness Goomba takes Marion Club down to 9 minutes. And says, after going back and forth with Tepeshio J for the last 2 weeks, finally hit a run half worthy of submitting. 1 second faster than his previous world record. Great to have such good competition in a golf game for Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
I can
it's
imagine that.
fantastic.
It's cool. It's been the year of golf. Like the last 12 months has just been all the golf games have suddenly been put on the table here.
I think people have realized, like, it's the continuation of speedrunning broadening itself a bit and more games being,
Right.
I guess, not questioned as being viable speedrun choices. I don't think anyone ever would have questioned golf, but I'm not sure a few years ago people would have thought, hey, I'm going to speedrun that golf game.
Right. Yeah. But definitely more liberal attitude to like what falls under the speedrunning rubric,
Yeah. I would love to see some everybody's golf on PSP runs. If anyone out there is a golf fan and wants a new handheld golf game, I will not lie. I bought the PSP and played everybody's golf more than any of the other games on it. Wipeout, nah, it's great, but it's not everybody's golf. Power Stone Collection,
Apparently,
great, but it's
speed
not
golf
everybody's
is a real thing in real life.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
no.
some people who do that, yeah.
Were we not joking about that last week?
Huh.
Was that us joking? I remember saying that you get in the caddy and like on the golf buggy and you drive straight at it and swing as you go.
Isn't that just polo?
Was that us, or is that me and a different group?
Get a
of
mallet
people
or a club?
talking? I can't have been talking about speed golf with a different group. That doesn't make any sense.
probably
It
was us.
was.
Probably was
No,
us.
it wasn't you guys. It was another group.
Oh, it was? Okay.
How the hell has this come up twice in the same week? That doesn't make any sense.
Now you have to speedrun a golf game, apparently.
Jesus Christ,
It's
apparently.
assigned to you.
Meanwhile, the men in
Yeah.
white jackets are coming to Flicky's house, and no, it was another group. Another group. There's a man on the wing of the plane, and that man is Mega Man.
There's a clown on the wing.
Yeah,
Go with
Mega
the
Man 3 Ness. J,
Go
any
to-
percent, 3445 by Vson, who says V in there.
Nice,
Lever
with
pump.
lots of cool faces.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Somebody copy and paste that into the chat.
Yeah. V-Sun, Japanese runner.
Yes,
Pretty damn
indeed.
good. He's Japanese, yep. Speaking of pretty damn good Japanese runners as well, Mega Man 5, any percent, 3612 by Ohon, who says, I will try to get 35. Yeah. Oh, good to hear.
Sounds like a
Wow, that's quite it. He's at 3612 and he's trying to get 35 something. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Sub
This
36.
this would be a good time.
I was just going to mention.
Yeah. Do you want to mention it? Do you know more than I do?
Yeah, I'm actually helping organize it.
Well, damn.
Hey,
Hell, go for
convenience.
it. Go for it.
Speaking of Ohan, we are actually putting together, and by we I mean Golden, BJW, and a bunch of other people are putting together a JRTA marathon to help Ohan and Hagane and Oxwas come out to AGDQ this year.
Neat.
That would be awesome.
Yes, that's like really great. We retweeted, don't worry, we retweeted the announcement on our thing. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, everyone has their sort of opinions on donation marathons. I will say that I'm not sure many people will be upset about this.
I would
Like,
hope not.
The
I
way
can't
I
Yeah, this is awesome.
yeah, this is like the last group of people that we want. Not okay, the want sounds bad, but it's like the last group that we really have been trying for years. Everybody's been trying for years to get Oxwas out there, or find out who Hotarubi really is and get the whole Tonkatsu meat department.
I swear.
over there.
Who are you really, robot?
Hotarubi is 6 cats in an overcoat. That's that's all I
he's
figure out.
5 babies. Yeah, so to get the Japanese runners or some of the Japanese runners out there is really like the last step. Not the last maybe, but really just a big step. And if the Japanese runners can go to AGDQ frequently, then it's done. You know, from a runner's point of view, like what more do you want?
That's it. That's the whole world.
Global.
We got it.
It's truly global, right? Like
America,
Australians,
Australia, Japan. We're good.
literally
Nobody else.
all the major continents, right? Like
I
we've
think
had
the Tasmanian speedrunning community is just throwing stuff at their screens right now. So
we
bad.
have had Australians though. A bunch of Australians have gone. So that's the oceanic region represented. Then, you know, we've had Europe runners, North American runners. I count Mexico as South America because that's what my school system taught me. So we've had
That's
South
not
America,
even correct.
right?
That's not even close to correct.
Well, that's just what they
I don't
said,
speak
dude.
English in South America.
Whatever, dude. I can't remember much of school anyway.
On the note of South America, Raindrop Dry might be showing up, and he's Brazilian, so that
Bam.
There
might
you
be
go.
covered.
Awesome.
Nailed
We're
it.
gonna get some actual Master System games then.
Now, if we
With
could just get
Brazilians
those
and
Greenland
Europeans
sons of
going.
bitches to get in here.
With Brazilians and Europeans going, there's no way that there's not going to be a Master System game, right? I
There
could
you go.
dream. I could dream. But it's one of the last like groups of people that haven't been able to get out to marathons. I know Oxford has been trying for a while, but I can't imagine it's that cheap to
Well, yeah, it's probably
get out there. And
expensive to
not
get
to mention
from
the language
Japan
barrier
to the
thing and that.
east coast of the U.S. You know,
I
only
know.
half a globe away.
I know
That's
over
all.
time that Oxwus has been trying to, you know, get out there, and his English is pretty decent. So
His
with the
English-
language
he's actually
barrier,
been-
though,
He's actually been helping translate for us because
well, he's the hero. He's going to get
Yeah.
so many beers bought for him. He won't even know what to do with them. Yes, welcome to America. This is what we do here.
Yeah, we drink.
we
We
drink.
buy you beers as thank you. So have a beer, and Dram wants to buy you a beer. Cypher wants to buy you a beer. Flicky wants to buy you a beer. But yeah,
If
that'll
this
be.
convention wants to buy you a beer, good luck, Liver.
Yeah. I will be especially upset if I can't get to GDQ this year because it means I'll miss out on meeting some of the Japanese runners. So good job.
So when is
to
this happening,
everyone
and
involved
where
in
is it
this. Yeah,
happening?
this is
Let's get the
September, end of
details.
September, right?
Yeah, it's the last weekend in September, if I have the date right. I don't actually have it written down on a document in front of me right now. I didn't.
I want to say it's 26th to 28th.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay, towards the end of September, what channels is it going to be on?
It's the JRTA channel. Come on.
I am not the publicist for this. You'd have to talk to Golden about that.
Let
I'm
me
not
go
sure
get
if
the
it's
info.
so
I'll get
somebody
the
go
info.
bug Golden.
All right. Well, if anyone has that info, please post it in the chat or let us know because we would love to promote this because we're way behind. We're definitely behind this concept. So,
But I will say we are still looking for some submissions for the marathon itself. So
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me go get the info and you guys read on with the thing.
JRTA marathon. Okay, sounds good.
Actually,
Submit
I've
the
already
JRTA.
found it. That's how good I am at this. It's the last day to submit. Yeah, that is JRTA Marathon is the Twitch page. Go there. I don't think they have a Twitter. I think they're just using Golden's one. So if you
Wait, it's the last day
follow-
to submit for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you follow Golden SRL on Twitter, if you don't already, then he will have the info. But yeah, and it is the 26th and 28th. See, I'm not bad at this. I'm not bad at this.
like he's on the ball.
Yeah, that's scary. You guys need to. So I've definitely pushed several people off this ball. So if you were previously on the ball, then look out because I probably knocked you off just then. But yes, please go watch this. This is like a thing everybody can and should get behind.
All right.
Fantabulous. Okay, moving
So
on.
where were we?
Yeah, we
did
were
we
at
do-
Mega Man X3.
That we
Speaking
were.
of
We
did
South
5 already?
Americans, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
There we go.
Speaking of
see
South
the best.
America. Wow.
X3 SNES Japanese any percent 4013 by Luis Miguel, who says sub 40 someday soon. Now, I'm not just guessing he's South American. I did previously know he was, right?
You're
Why
asking
are you
us.
verifying this?
I want to say he was the Brazilian runner, but now I feel that Luis doesn't. Yeah, he is Brazilian. Oh, thank God, Jesus Christ! I'm scarily accurate. It's almost like I'm a functioning human being. Yeah, he is. He's the
It's almost like you hear
Brazilian
information and remember it.
X3 runner.
Almost.
Yeah. Thank God, Jesus Christ. All right. It's almost like I'm trusted to pass this information out to the general public. Whew. But yeah, Luis Miguel, 4013. He said sub 40 someday soon. It's really cool to see X3 action because I know it's really fun to watch, even if maybe people don't like playing it as much.
Indeed.
All right. Metal Slug Advance, Game Boy Advance. No surprises there. Normal 1551 by Gyra. Says better strats and decent luck on boss RNG brought this run below 16 minutes. Probably another 10 seconds to come off the current route.
Hey, Flicky.
Again.
Hey, Flicky.
Yeah.
What? Is that a monster in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
Oh
What?
boy. Well, you've already set up the segue, so I'm going to stop the additional information I
Oh, you've had additional information.
Well, I was going to say that I was excited about Metal Slug in a previous episode. I've since read that Metal Slug will also be at Contra Conference.
Aha!
Oh, there you
Good
go.
place
It's
for it
an
to be.
honorary Contra game.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's exciting. But yes, that is actually a monster in my pocket.
Oh, okay. Well, whew.
It's a NES any percent. And
I could
please
see
say
it
this
from
is
here.
a
It was kind of
Pokemon
scary.
ripoff. Sent. This is a Pokemon ripoff, right?
What?
Monster in my pocket.
Yeah.
I actually have never heard of Monster in my
Oh,
pocket.
No, this is
okay.
not
Gotta be honest.
This is not Pocket Monsters,
It's
the knockoff.
It sounds like it. Monster in my pocket, right?
You know, these were a
This is
series of
complete-
toys in the 90s, I want to say, the
Oh,
early
yeah.
90s.
Okay, well, tell us about them.
And this is a platformer game based on that, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this is any percent run in 18 minutes 44 seconds by Kinyas Vital or something. That's probably nowhere close. I apologize. He says, it so happens that this is the best race I made. A couple of blunders that cost me at least 10 seconds, but the most difficult RNG is the boss at level 5, a witch. It's like roulette, trying to guess which one is real. I know that I can run this game even faster. That's
I wonder,
good.
Since we have a British person with us, how does he know it's a witch?
Oh, did you weigh it against something?
I'm really
Is it
missing
just
a
really
reference.
small rocks?
Sorry. What's the
It's sad when a
reference?
bunch of American people know British.
Well, the only witch, is it a witch, isn't it a witch thing can I think of is like the Salem witch trials and all that sort of stuff that you guys did.
Yeah, fair
Oh, that's right. It was all us with the witches.
Right.
That's true.
It is.
That was completely us.
Were you trying to reference us burning witches or anything? Because we didn't really do it.
Monty Python and the Holy
No,
Grail.
but Monty Python sketch.
Oh,
How do you
I'm
know
sorry.
she's a witch?
If she weighs less than a duck.
Yes. It was a complete nerd reference in a nerd show about nerd stuff. Nerd.
I'm sorry. I've always been a Life of Brian guy more
It's
than
got to be either Doctor Who or Life of
Life of Brian.
Monty Python. Life of Brian, yeah, definitely. But that's
Those are the only
If you
shows
give
Britain
me-
ever
Never
released.
comes out of
movies.
Britain, right?
What
If you give me a Life of Brian reference, I can go for it.
okay.
Brilliant. I'll do my best, but I'm
No
a bit.
Holy Grail. No.
I have Holy Grail behind me. I should watch it again. I haven't watched it
Right
still,
now,
maybe.
instead of finishing the episode out.
I haven't watched
I
it in like
respect that you
12,
properly
12
conjugate.
years. I would go with 12 years that I haven't watched Holy Grail for. So
I'll just say, I would request that you properly conjugate the title of the next game then.
Conjugated.
Okay. I can't. Are you sure this one? You can't conjugate this. Neither of them are
I
verbs.
was just messing around.
Oh my god, is this another Monty Python reference?
You just said you like Life of Brian.
Wait, was that a
It
Life
was
of Brian reference?
directly Life of Brian.
Oh my god. Well, clearly I just enjoy these movies averagely. I'm
Why don't we
sorry.
have a Big Nose the Caveman record this week?
I'm really sorry for not knowing exactly. Okay,
I'm just
fuck it.
messing around.
I'm a casual fan. I don't care.
All
Give me
right.
an airplane reference and I'll knock it out the park, alright?
We've got to get this next game to a hospital.
Jesus Christ. I'm too much of a linguist now. I'm too much of a grammar Nazi. Right, Montezuma's Revenge.
Indeed.
PC PAL, of course it is.
The PC is your pal.
Eddie said it's 36:32 by Pyoxt. Managed to beat last week's run by over 4 minutes. A couple of new skips, most found by Zetrov. Also, every time I upload a Monty video to YouTube, I get a message that says, "We detected that your video may be shaky. Would you like us to stabilize it?" I decided that every time I beat my old run, I'll wreck the old video with shake correction.
The video's playing on the stream, and yeah I get it.
Yeah. Random, random Pyoxt fact. So, Adam, Oasis, and Pyoxt met up with Adam in Helsinki. Adam had a connecting flight there, and they tried to get Kotti to come, but they wanted to surprise Kotti with the fact that Adam was there. So they told him they were giving away free HD TVs in Helsinki, and then he had 3.5 hours to get to Helsinki to claim his free HD TV. Kotti did not bite, as far as I know.
I was hoping it was as simple as just a height reference.
No.
Based on your previous comments about runners.
Oh, no.
I was like, no, he's really tall. This time it's much funnier.
He's about my height, I think. He's like a few,
So not really
inches
tall.
taller than me.
Turtle Pop.
Just for the record, I got all these airplane references in the chat, so I'm doing all right. This game is great, though, by the way. You should definitely check out his runs of it. If you see him streaming, it's, as you can see, suitably hilarious.
It is great.
It's gained a place in our heart, has Montezuma's Revenge.
Potentially motion sickness.
Well, that's Montezuma's Return, however.
Right.
I
Montezuma's
always call it
Revenge.
Revenge. I call it Revenge every time. You know
Right,
that.
no, but Montezuma's Revenge, like, I remember playing that as a kid on the Apple IIc. It was like a platformer. A really
Game,
shitty
right?
platformer.
It is.
But
Thank God. Holy
From the people who watched Mohawk and Headphone Jack and didn't throw up.
Did you like Mohawk and Headphone Jack? Then we have a treat for you.
have we
Right.
got something for you.
It's the kind of game that my mum would watch and be like, "Oh, it's my head spinning." She still does that with some TV shows. Now, I wish Portal was after this one so we could continue the theme, but instead we have a differently fantastic game.
That we do.
Pocky and Rocky, which I know PJ was a big fan of Pocky and Rocky 2, as we decided it was. He did the run of that. This is Pocky and Rocky, the original, on SNES, any percent normal, in 2143 by Akisto. Says it's a great fast-paced game with incredible music. In solo, you go rather for execution than abusing the dash glitch that makes you immune to everything and you move faster. It involves avoiding a lot of projectile enemies and deboosting. That's damage boosting, I imagine. The only glitch I found in the game is that when you press a direction on the D-pad while you're shooting, it resets the attack animation, making you hit things faster. Thanks to PJ for telling me about this. There you go. Thanks, PJ. But yeah, Pocky and
This
Rocky.
is the game. This is the game that PJ and Mr. K had as the mystery game.
Was it this one or was it 2? Because we couldn't decide last time.
It was this one, I believe.
It was
I believe
Yeah,
it
it should have been
was.
this
Yeah.
one. Hoping this video has my favorite boss in it.
I think Rocky's the raccoon is just amazing. Look at him. I love the way he just throws the weapons too.
I love the way he throws himself when he slides.
You got it, man.
He's just committing. It's awesome.
Yeah, he's sliding into home plate every time.
But this game, when I saw it at that AGDQ 2012, I believe it was, maybe was it 2013? 2013, actually. I really had wished I'd seen it before and played it a lot because it's really sweet. It reminds me of like Gunstar Heroes and Metal Slug and those just really cool shmups. Like Smash TV as well is really fun. But yeah. Nice. I'm glad to see Akisto improving it. He did it at ESA as well, I know, so he's been running a little while at least. It's really adorable. Look how cute Rocky is. Or is this Pocky? Pocky's the girl, right?
Pocky is the girl, and Rocky is the Tanuki.
Rocky the raccoon.
Does he have giant,
Probably, but I think the ESRB got on him about that.
okay. All right.
I'd imagine.
There you go. Keeping it PG-13, even though I'm pretty sure Pompogo was PG-13 too, so... Alright, Portal now. Who deserves to talk about
You got to get back in. We almost went out of bounds there. We got to bring it back in.
You gotta bring it back in.
Let's go with you then, Mystakin. You can talk about Portal, and then Sent can talk about Shovel Knight.
Ooh.
How's that sound?
Sounds good. This is an inbound segmented run by the Source Runs team. I believe 9 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yes, and 865 of the other things.
Those other things.
Yep.
I guess. A segmented run of Portal in which the player and portals never leave the map, so inbounds. Lots of bugs, tricks, and glitches are used to gain time over single segment runs. Cameras are notoriously buggy and can cause you to gain large amounts of stored speed while you sit on top of one. With several new tricks and optimizations, we managed to save. Yeah, we managed to save 1 minute and 29 seconds over the previous segmented run of this category. Explanation video can be found here, and it has a link.
Okay.
Let's get that link out there in public at the risk of me missing stuff.
Yes, please do.
Yep, let's get that out there in the chat. Bam.
Yeah. And they had a version of this that just had the loading time cut out, and it was posted on YouTube and was getting a lot of hate because people didn't understand that they weren't trying to cut the loading times out just to be cheaters. They just didn't want to stand around in the elevator.
Surprise, YouTube doesn't understand speedrun.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube
there's
doesn't
the
understand anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Holy shit, that jump.
Yes.
Sorry.
This is a pretty wild speed run to try and
No
understand.
shit, it is. We're going to watch that
That's-
again, by the way, just saying.
It's
I'm
cool. I'm several minutes behind you, but
Yeah, okay, hold on. I got to see that jump one more time.
I think I
It
saw
completely blew my train of thought.
What is it
even
about
kidding.
cameras
Oh my
that
God.
do that?
the source engine.
yeah. Objects. He's holding an object. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so
It's true.
far
It's like
behind.
Skyrim. When somebody's holding a
you've
dish, you know they're out of bounds in a bit, like the next 5
Wait.
seconds or so.
I don't even know what happened there.
Like I said, if you stand on top of a camera, you build up ridiculous amounts of momentum. I guess he just projected it upwards and launched himself up
Okay,
this giant
that
tower.
wasn't even the jump you were talking about. That's the jump you were talking about. That's
That's the one that stopped me dead in my tracks.
We should have just
Damn.
watched the whole thing. I shouldn't even have cut it down to a highlight. It's only 5 minutes with all the loading times out.
wow.
Nice.
Damn. But yeah, go check them out. Source Run's team, really cool guys. They pretty much constantly working on something cool. I think this run's a little old. I'm not certain, but I feel there's like a few weeks old and we've just missed it, but I'm not certain. But go check it out. Go watch it and, comment, fight the YouTube people because that's going to work. I saw a YouTube comment earlier today that said this was sung by a Serbian group, and then other people said, no, they're Croatian. And the response to that was, doesn't fucking matter, it's the same country.
There
Which,
you
not quite true, but, that's fine. Right, Shovel Knight then, Sen. You've earned the right, apparently, to talk about Shovel Knight. There's a little rhyme for you there.
Thank you for the rhyme. So,
That's okay.
Shovel Knight, the record is always improving, and we have an any percent record on PC, 4934 by some jerk that no one likes. I'm just kidding.
He was invited to do
Declined
the
the
show.
invitation.
Yeah, he was invited to do the show, but he is not much of a talker, so we had to find 2 other guys.
All kidding aside, Captain Drake with another amazing PB. No one else is, to our knowledge, even sub 50 in any percent. And he says this run basically uses the same strats as before, getting 5 of the relics and breaking all the checkpoints up to Propeller Knight stage. Most of the time saved was due to the fairly decent RNG, only making near set enemy positions on the map twice. In addition to using the title screen exit trick to skip fighting Phantom Striker, the lightning guy, who was hanging out on the Tinker Knight's stage entrance, I did have a dumb death on tower entrance, but luckily it was right next to a checkpoint and only cost me about 15 seconds. So, wow, a 49-34 with a death. That is
It's a strong run.
Disgusting.
Scary. That's scary, isn't it?
Cam Drake putting in work.
Drake just
Yeah.
sets the bar so high, and the rest of us have to
He does.
Yeah. As I said, is getting a lot of excitement behind Captain Drake. Everywhere I turn, people are saying how good he is. Especially generally with Mystery Tournament coming up, people are pretty scared of a Mystery Tournament.
He's a little overhyped, Flicky. I have to be honest.
Wow.
He's earned his
I'm
spot in
not
top
saying
8.
anything.
He's
I'm not
earned his
saying
spot in
anything.
top 8, but top 8 is going to be good, and
I have been
don't know if he's
looking at
gonna
the
come out
Mystery
ahead.
Tournament. This top 8 is pretty good. There's going to be Needle or Bangera when they finally do their game. We've got Captain Drake, Andy or Chunk Tough, Full of Lizards, then Tetsuya, Used Pizza, Jorf, and 90. Like, Jorf and 90 playing each other already is kind of unfair, but then 90 already played Mexican Runner, and Jorf already played Primal, so Mystery Tournament, pretty exciting. Look forward to that. The top 8 is going to be the the 13th of September, I believe. And I actually got asked to help commentate it, so that's going to be horrifying. So yeah, don't watch that. But yeah, no, seriously, watch anything I'm not involved with. But
Watch
check
it
out the mystery
muted.
tournament. I'm gonna link you the actual the brackets as well. Captain Drake's still in there. He got to the winner's 6 in like 2 days or something.
Damn.
Just organized all his things. Everyone he had wanted to play had played already. So he got to like winner's 5 in about 2 or 3 days just because people were ready. There you go. So there you go. Fantabuloso. I'm logging out of Osos to a lot of things today. But anyway, Super Mario World Oso, snares, any percent in 951.12 by Xpaco 5. There's no comment, but this is going to be cloud percent unless something's gone wacky.
Very.
Pretty sure it's
Well-
cloud percent. I also speedrun SMW, or at least I used to.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've been watching Xpaco grind this, and he's been going pretty hard at it for a long time. So it's nice to see that he got the record.
Yeah. I went back to a few years ago and watched some Super Mario World runs as well. I've always enjoyed watching 96X and so on. Used to, one summer I remember watching lots of the runs on Twitch with Feasel. When Feasel ran the game. When was that, Feasel?
It was a while ago. It was probably the 90s or the 80s, maybe.
Probably the 1890s, I think.
Yeah, the 1890s. That was way back.
Yeah.
When dinosaurs roamed the earth.
All right. Speaking of games that I don't have good segues for, but I just really like, there's actually a lot of games I really like this week, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Puzzle Fighter Turbo HD Remix. This games are really great. It's the X-Grave category, Expert and Expert General and Develop. So Expert is I got this run right before work on Sunday, so I couldn't use the updated time. Any percent run to use Chun-Li. Okay, because she has an extra 120% damage, means 20% more of the trash or garbage or rubbish or whatever your country calls it is dropped on the opponent. So I feel this is a great run, but I feel it isn't a holy grail just yet. I think I could cut the 550. The entire run all over was great. A slight screw up at Donovan, but this is improvable. The idea being, because you drop all your stuff at once, you want to get a big chain. Just having the 20% just means you drop a bit quicker. Chun-Li's patterns are more easy to remove, but it's killable, you know.
Yeah.
Then we got Super Puzzle as well. Yeah, the Devillock category in 708 again by Blue Bomber. It says this one was achieved on Sunday before work. Oh, it's the same start, but it's a similar start anyway. Stage 1 was the best with an almost one-hit KO. After that, I lost time on stages 3 to 5 because of the computer slow dropping and to get the bright breaker colors. Got an all clear on stage 6 to help get the run back, and a great stage 7 to get back in the green. Going to shoot sub 7 minutes one day, then work down from there. This game's really great.
That goes to prove that I should probably take the advice of a lot of speedrunners and finish some frickin' runs instead of resetting all the time. You
yeah.
might pull back.
Yeah, but then you pull back and you look at the run and you're like,
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
It's really up to you. There's a bunch of runners who just reset constantly, and then when they get the run, you know it. But it's up to you. You could just do no reset runs and then reset.
No, I don't
my
do no
favorite
reset runs at Demon Head. They're called less reset runs.
Yeah. All right, Feezy Fees.
Oh man, this game.
You've got
This run.
Zelda in your blood.
All right. A little bit of Zelda in my blood. Yeah, maybe.
A little bit of Zelda. Oh, sorry.
Nope. Nope.
Could not
Okay.
refuse.
Well, let's move right past that and forget that happened. So this is Legend of Zelda for the NES. This is any percent no up A category, so you're not using up A to go to the continue screen. This is 30 minutes 37 seconds. First quest by Darkwing Duck, a resident Zelda 1 speedrunner, who says about 25 seconds improvement. Second attempt of the night, so many didn't see it. Can't think of much else to say. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, that.
Thanks for suggesting this room here, this
The Blue Dark Nut room.
Blue Dark Nut room.
That was
That's
so
a really good fight.
in God tier.
Yeah,
That room
I mean,
is a huge hassle in this run. Haven't watched a lot of Darkwing's attempts.
I still chuckle whenever I hear the word dark nut. I can't help it. I mean, I'll happily eat cashew nuts and hazelnuts with no problem, but dark nut, no.
Yeah,
Even
I'll
Brazil nuts, no laughs there. But
let that Dark Nut
Dark
room
Nut.
play one more time, because that is like a crucial time saver that he got this kind of grouping.
I'm sorry, I'm giggling.
But it's I mean, really, any part of this run is a good highlight. It's just so full of just everything. Great fights, killing stuff with bombs, swords, whatever's available, boomerangs.
Yeah, he had incredible bomb luck on the run too. So that is going to be an uphill battle to beat that time.
That's the thing that always gets me in the Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 runs is just how good the combat is. You don't really think of these as being combat-heavy games, although obviously they are, but see how clean they are at killing stuff.
Yeah. And it's really tricky to keep maneuvering around in tight quarters, especially when you're fighting those enemies who can change direction and behave randomly. You really got to understand, it's not exactly on a grid system, but it sort of is. You can't just go and do whatever you want with the D-pad and it'll go that direction. You got to really understand the movements if you're trying to fight and change directions in small spaces. It's pretty tricky to do that. And then, of course, you got to get all of your screen wrap glitches right, because you can waste tons of time trying to do that.
True,
so it's just full of difficult movement and fighting. So good job, Darkwing. Glad to see you
well done.
the 3037.
All right. 1 for 101, really great game. You may have recall a few episodes last year where I repeatedly told people to go buy it. Nobody actually heeded my advice, but a few people did get it free when they bought Mario Kart 8. So I
that
guess
whole Wii U thing that I don't have, a little bit difficult.
Well, no excuse. This is 1 for 101. Really great game, by the way. You should go buy it. It's on Wii U. New game normal in 5:15:30 by Maelstrom. It says it's a fairly decent run, although I still have time to save in the early game. Also, I didn't get the cool punch-out boss strats in 5C-8C. There's a punch-out boss. The second form now is literally you get knocked out, and then you counter him with an attack, and if you mash quick enough, you sort of keep hitting him constantly, and then he dies in one go, which is really cool. And mistakes were made in the late game as always. Sub 510 is possible, and sub 5 is starting to appear on the horizon. For the record, I'm pretty sure that sub 5 is, very nearby. But hopefully Beatrix doesn't beat me for Sunday this time, unlike last week, which he didn't. So 5:15:30 is still the record. And for the record, if you are going to buy this game, you need to get the digital download version. If you're just planning on running it, it loads so much faster that even in your casual playthrough, you'll probably save about an hour of your life.
Holy shit!
At least.
Those are some serious fucking load times off the
download. Yeah, well, I had
Sonic
a Sonic
2006 crap right there.
Yeah, I had a thing on it where there's a thing that if you hold it for long enough, it's about 10-15 seconds without being hit. Your people group up and they become a tent, literally, and then you get supercharged. And I was doing that during load screens, and Maelstrom said to me at ESA, I can never get that strat to work. How do you turn into a tent quick enough? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he says, well, I got the digital download version, so I load the game before you even get to turn into a tent. I am usually a tent for about 15 to 20 seconds before the game loads. He can't even turn into a tent. So we don't know exactly where what the load time differences are, and I really don't want to calculate them. And I also don't want to have to run the game if it's even going to be half an hour, or 10 minutes. But general estimates are 15 to 30 minutes of load time lost, but
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they're still better than I am anyway. I mean, so it doesn't matter. I kind of lose the urge to run when you know your version's that much worse. But yeah, Maelstrom and Beatrix are doing stuff, and sort of I'm trying to help out a bit. But as I said, hard to want to run the game when you know that you can't compete at all. I'd have to be 15 minutes to 30 minutes quicker than them anyway. So at least. Anyway. That was a mistake. But anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles, I'll explain that in a bit. Wii New Game Plus, I'm amazed that this can be run, but I guess there's a New Game Plus category. 338.26 by Hexade. There's no comment, but this is usually one of those joke things, run Xenoblade Chronicles or run Persona 4 or something like that. It's about 80 hours long or something like that. But yeah, I also forgot to mention this. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
The team, the Twitch team for the Platinum and Clover speedrunners. So there, I linked it in chat. I forgot about that.
Excellent.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, someone ran Xenoblade Chronicles. Famous for being sort of 80-hour RPG or whatever it is, and 3 hours 38 in New Game Plus. So
yeah, that's a pretty reasonable RPG runtime, really.
Yeah, I have no idea how that works, so I'd love to know. Anyway,
Well, New
this
Game
one's
Plus, I'd
interesting.
assume, means, you're already pretty damn powerful, so you don't really have to dig around grinding or
Yeah,
go find a
but
whole bunch of
I
swords and
guess
crap.
maybe you can just go straight for story or something. Again, I don't really know how the game works, but
Neither
anyway.
do I, so I was just kind of spitballing, but still. But
yeah.
moving
Right,
to the next page.
you have to burn the rope. Now let's
You
give
do.
this one to Sen. Now this is a real, like, I couldn't figure out how this even happened, but Sen, read all, or tell us all about this.
So you have to burn the rope, PC, any percent, 34 seconds, 0.916 by that Blubbler?
Blubbler.
Blubbler.
Yep, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Blubbler. And I actually saw this run. This is one of the first runs I saw when I looked at SDA years ago. And Flicky earlier said, how it's cool that golf has, kind of become a speedrun lately. This has always been my thing. Like, there's a run of you have to burn the rope on SDA. Everything is a speedrun.
Yeah.
But he said, I wasn't sure where the SDA timing ended to arrive at a time of 33, so I just timed from the first frame after you click start to the first frame of the thank you for playing message being visible. And I am 0.083 seconds faster than the SDA run, which I think is the world record.
Yeah, to quote Arcano, I think it was Arcano, but Gilda, it was either Arcano, Gilda, or Green who said this, but they said, and I thought Mario Bros was a frame war.
Yeah,
Like,
oh yeah. No, just when you thought Super Mario Brothers was the only frame war, here is you have to burn the
This
rope.
is the true frame war. If
Yep.
you play this game, that's it. You literally, it's called You Have to Burn the Rope, and you have to burn the rope. You literally run in that room, climb that thing, and jump and burn the rope.
You don't even need to
Nothing
explain
else
it.
you
If they
can do.
watched the highlight, they saw
Yeah.
all the instructions necessary
That was
They
the
saw
run.
everything.
to beat You Have to Burn the
that-
Rope. That was it, start to finish, y'all.
Yeah, that is literally the run. So somehow he saved a frame. Who knows where it was or where, and who knows why he tried. No offense to blah blah. I have no idea.
According
Why
to
you-
chat, not even a frame, like a
Yeah.
tenth of a frame.
Less than a tenth of a
Well.
frame. So there you go. So who knows? that's my response. There you go. Well
Love
done,
it,
blah
this-
blah.
I love that this exists.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I love that this was improved. It's just one of those things. Like, I thought it was done. I thought that mathematically could not be improved.
Yes, again.
Not even human error. No, mathematically.
Where
it
do you
can't.
go from here?
Yeah, where do you go? You save another tenth of a frame, and then you save another tenth, and before you know it, you saved a whole frame.
Before you know it, you're wrong warping from the start to the rope.
Save the fractions of the frame foundation. Do we need
Yes.
a new foundation now?
All right, and then let's give this final Zelda 2 to Fiesel.
Yes.
Who is,
Oh, the final Zelda
also
2.
a
It
Zelda
probably won't be the final Zelda 2.
No.
But this is
For today.
this is the Zelda 2 for this week. It's Simple Dude who's on top currently. This is any percent deathless in 58 minutes 12 seconds. This was the run that or the category that famously cut the one finally, not terribly long ago, and now here we are almost a full 2 minutes under the 1 hour mark. So bit of competition between Simple Dude and Pro JN, but Simple's got it for now. He says this category relies heavily on good RNG luck when it comes to item drops and easy to avoid random encounter patterns in specific areas, just to get a really good time. I got those particular lucky moments in the run and ended up with a great finish. And you'll see in this highlight video basically all those lucky things. Going from Palace 1 to Palace 2, he had just one encounter and it was on the path. That purple elevator room, you saw him get the health or the magic refill drop. That's also very important. It's like that's I think the biggest thing in the run. It's like 20 to 60 seconds if you don't get that. And then he gets the skip for that river guard, that little spidery thing that blocks the river.
The one
got
going into
that
the
skip.
Swamp Palace was ridiculous.
Yeah, that part's just a big, it's a big disaster most of the
It's
time.
a big fuck you from the developers to speedrunners,
Yeah, exactly.
basically.
And it's cool. I added also this highlight from his Valley of Death here because it was neat. He used his fairy up on his very first encounter. So the rest of these encounters he's got to get through here just with no jump spell and just slashing the invisible enemies, trying to make his way out. So pretty sick.
Is this the
and then, of
first
course,
time as well? Is this the first time in how long that ProJN didn't have this record as well?
Yes, that's true. I mean,
It's been a long time.
Simple did it, and then ProJN beat it back, and now it's Simple.
Actually,
And
yeah,
there
they might have been
some swapping.
exchanging it before.
He
but
has
yeah.
had the record recently, JN.
Yeah.
And Simple Dude is like, I think he's the first guy I ever saw doing these cool moves against Thunderbird there, where you hit him multiple times per jump. That's really the way to go, and that's one of the big things that changes the leveling of this category, because it used to be, you save a lot of time getting a higher attack level, but now attack level is not so important if you can get that fight in so few cycles. An extra attack level not so important. Focus your experience earning on other things and skip some XP, so that makes a difference. Anyway, neat to see it
Good
down
job.
to 58-12. We'll see what happens next week.
Well done, Simple. Where I said about JN, I meant for it was like a year or so before. But Simple and JN have both been working on this a lot, so good to see. Good to see. Alrighty. And then one more thing we didn't get submitted at all, but everyone should know about it: the Super Metroid. Two runners this week got a 28. That's not the correct link. That's the link to the Twitch page. But currently, I believe it's Behemoth, however you want to say it, it's 43-48, which is the current any percent record.
All new route.
Bunch of all new route.
Well, technically
kooky
speaking, it's an old
with
TAS
stuff.
route.
It's an old TAS route, yeah. All sorts of new stuff, chock full of interesting, wacky, crazy things and execution and stuff. Zost had just got a 28 earlier in the week with a 43. Was it a high 43 or was it a low 41?
Oh, god damn it. I can't remember.
I don't know.
As soon as you said that, I was about to say, oh, yeah, and his time was, and then you're like, was it? I
want to say it was a low 44.
I think it was a low 44 because we were talking about how they were both somehow still 28s.
Yeah.
No, but they're not, though. The new record is, it's a 30, if I'm not mistaken. Because there's a whole bunch of different stuff with like the door transitions and stuff like that. Yeah, the in-game timer in Super Metroid is fucking
It's that much.
weird.
Okay, so it's a 30. Okay, yeah. So Zeus got the 28 game time. Behemoth got the 30 game time with a more faster real time. But they were both sort of going for real time. Zeus just cracked the 28 first because the other route, that's just how the game time sort of works. But yeah, tech, lots of working hard with people. Behemoth, there's so many good runners at this game out there, and just go watch all of them. I know that Cotpower and Zost and just about everyone else who runs this game is now playing with the new route. So
Yep.
go enjoy and everything. So
one honorable mention for me is Sinister tied the Mike Tyson world record with Matt Turk's old time at 2:13 for that fight. So yeah, it's
the single.
yeah, the individual level, the Tyson level.
What?
Yeah, he tied the world record with that. He's
All right.
still seems to think a 212 or 212 is possible. So, or that's his goal at any rate.
All right, sweet. So that's records wrapped
Split
up.
hit. Oh no, we're losing time.
We should probably mention the HDQ submission's still open
Until Wednesday.
Till the 3rd.
Yeah.
till the 3rd. All right, so get those in there. Just go look through at the list of what could be in the marathon and just think, oh my god, oh yeah, oh Jesus Christ, oh that looks so good. So just go do that for me, or for yourself. In fact, check it out. There's 9.4% pending on the saltometer left to go. Check out everything, go look through, look at what's on there, and just think how excited you are for everything, and just think, Jesus Christ, I do not envy the job of having to cut some of these things out. But there's lots of cool stuff in there, lots of runners we know and on the show, in fact,
By the way,
have their stuff there.
if you are not enjoying this GIF, you are wrong.
I was going to ask Gilder, where did you find this?
I don't know. I
gift?
just did a search for Shovel Knight GIFs, and that one came up, and I was like, "Yep,
Because
sold."
that was
In the chat
amazing.
about it.
Shovel Knight and Shantae.
Yeah.
Oh
Is Shantae secretly Shield Knight?
You never know.
my god, I love his hip.
I know.
His hip movement is
Yeah.
amazing.
I wish I was that flexible.
Yeah,
In armor.
It's mesmerizing.
that is. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes. Sorry.
So, as per usual, if you could watch some adverts at the end of the show, that would be brilliant. we'll be running the ads as we always do, just after the show, so we don't interrupt any of your exciting show watching experience. I need to go find this quickly because I wrote a list again. Well, now we have once again a list of what we should be doing at the end of the show, so I don't mess up. Yeah, like we had one before, but we didn't. I can't think of any TASes. Big races coming up. There was the, what was that game called? Scent? Do you know? There was the big race yesterday.
Velocity.
Yeah, that was a really big race of that. Developers in the call and everything. I tuned in for a bit to hear the one of the level designers, I think it is. She said, "Oh my god, I made this level and I can't even do it anywhere close to this fast." And they were pretty mesmerized by what they were seeing, so that was really cool. But I can't remember who ran it because I don't recognize his name, but I do know Jorf came second. I'm really sorry to the person who won. I want to say Tratok or something like that, but he crushed everybody. It was about 4 minutes faster than the next person. But it was really cool to see. Another cool developer, indie dev, making a game and shouting out to the speedrun community to help out with that. But yeah, we'll be running ads at the end of the show, 3 minutes or so. So if you could stick around and watch the ads, that'll be great.
Only saying that Jorf won.
Oh, Jorf won? The other guy?
There we go.
Okay, well, yeah, Boney said Jorf won. Oh, first place's game was running fast. Ah, okay. Well done, Jorf, then. Then we'd like to thank our special guests, Mystakin and Scent.
Any shout-outs, guys?
Do you have any shout-outs? Yeah. Anything you want to say? Anyone?
Sure. I think we both probably should give a shout-out to Captain Drake. You know, he's a great guy, good runner.
He suggested you for the show, too.
Yeah, asked us to show up when he didn't want to, so thanks for that. And I want to give a shout-out to the Mystery Tournament. Mystery Tournament 5 is coming to a close, as we discussed earlier. Top 8 is almost solidified, but keep an eye out for Mystery Tournament 6. You guys should join. It's going to be a lot of fun. And to JRTA Marathon, hopefully we can get some money to get Ox and Hanage and Ohan out here.
You might have to remind us to keep talking about that, but we should remember.
Yep. All right, missed anything?
All right.
I guess I'll just give shout outs to the low percent world record holder, Captain Brian. Again, his run is just really good. And then that's probably it. Honestly.
I'm glad you mentioned Captain Brian while I was here, because I was looking through that thread and I kept seeing posts by Captain Brian and I was like, it's not Captain Drake, is it? It's not the same guy. Like,
it's
the same name, Brian? Like, yeah. Anyway, I'd like to thank Aidenol for sending me the pig that makes oink noises. It has filled my life with joy.
I can see.
And oinks.
Yes.
And oinks.
Oinks are joy.
Literally the greatest gift I've received all year. So thank you very much. The pig sits here with me with the shark I won from Seamergency as well. So now I have 2 speedrunning based animals. Right here on my desk. And behind me, the Sunday Sequence Break framed picture of us, sort of thing, the drawing. But thanks to that, we're gonna run ads. We have a raid message, and do we have a raid target?
Do we have a raid target?
Options.
Yeah, they're talking
we have options. Let me see these options. I don't know if I trust your options.
Yeah, you guys decide. The raid message will be, as you probably hopefully remember, good run, 55 deaths, but 2 of them cost very little time. Hopefully you're not too upset by that one. Virtual bonus. But
I'm really just trying to think of the game where that would be like a normal thing.
Man, like it. Meat Boy 106.
Maybe
But see, there's no
all I can think of is
cost
Bosher.
time.
Yeah, but
Bosher,
no death really costs time.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the raid message. Good run, 55 deaths.
What's the raid target?
Raid all the time. The raid target is going to be, I guess, why not the one people are typing about now?
Okay.
Good.
Can you get the link to the page?
Maybe.
I have to play ads.
You have to play ads. Oh,
I do.
I have to play the exit.
I got
outro.
Okay, I'm fine. I'll type it.
Fizzle.
Wow, just to say that the dashboard now tells me we're being hosted by 0 channels. That just
Yeah, what does that mean? I always feel so bad when I log in. I'm like, oh, 0 channels are hosting me. No.
Nobody-
Alright, it's Meta Sigma. Meta Sigma.
Not a Sigma.
Radium-
He's a cool guy.
Yeah,
Type
he's
that
playing
message
Mega
in there.
Man
Oh,
missile
there we go.
command. He's raiding. That's the message. Good run, 55
Missile
deaths.
command?
Missile command.
No, did I say missile command? I meant Mega
Yes, I
Man.
think you
You
did.
said missile command.
Command. What's it
Oh,
called?
man.
Command mission? It's command
Yes,
mission.
command mission.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fine, whatever. Go watch him play that. We
Indeed.
should probably host them or something. I don't know how raiding works nowadays, but
Well, you can raid them and do /
You can do
host,
both.
but yeah,
yeah.
you just have to remember to take it down later.
All right, fine.
So whoever's on the Sunday sequence break thing, do the host thing after all the ads play. Otherwise,
Yes.
What does that mean?
it will do
Okay.
the.
We're gonna do the ads now.
Yes, we
do
are.
the ads.
That's
Let's
not
go.
important right
I mean,
now. What
do
is
the
important
outro.
was this. Y'all have a
Thanks
great
for
night.
watching. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.